What's going on, brothers? What's going on, man? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport, here again for yet another classic live stream. First and foremost, brothers, please press a one in the live stream chat if you can hear me loud and clear. How is my audio? How is my audio? Let me know right now. Are we good? Mayday, mayday. Press a one in the live stream chat, please. How's the audio, brothers? Mike Lawrence, thank you. Delvin Justin, thank you very much, bro. Any more ones? Just make sure we good. Intellect, thank you, brother. Juba, digital marketing, Jane. Okay, I think we're good. John Thomas, superstar mod. I see you, bro. Thank you very much. So, brothers, welcome to another classic live stream. I want to say, first and foremost, thanks to all those that have supported the channel over the last couple of years. Your support is greatly appreciated. I welcome aboard the new people on the international passport movement. I accept and I embrace you with open arms. Brothers, I'm going to ask you to please hit the like button as soon as you come in. Likes are extremely important. And throughout tonight, man, even after the stream as well, support me and the movement. Hit the PayPal donations. Hit the super chats tonight. We're going to go deep into the Philippines. And you got to support me, brothers, man. I'm spending more time on the channel. That means you got to support me more so I can continue doing what I do to help you navigate the IT space, the passport bro space, the traveling space, the dating space when you go abroad. So please support, 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 support. Greatly appreciate, brothers. Make sure you cop the merch too, and make sure you join that Patreon. I have reached a milestone. I got 80 videos on the Patreon for you brothers in terms of dating, wealth, foreign women abroad, how to get down in the bedroom with brothers for you brothers, man. So please, please, please join that Patreon too. Don't let my hard work and hours on the Patreon on the channel go to waste. I do this for you brothers, man. I do the hard work for you brothers, man. So please make use of it. So let's get straight into it, brothers, man. So I got a very special guest with me called Mr. Mel, who is here to explain his experiences with Filipina women in the Philippines, but also give us a wider range in terms of culture, weather, how it's like potentially working IT there. Basically giving us a full 360 overview of Filipina women and the Philippines itself. Mel, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks a lot, Mr. IP. Thank you for having me. Appreciate that.
No problem, brother. No problem. We welcome you to the channel, brother. So, Mr. Mel, before we get into the weed of things, do you mind giving us a brief intro about yourself, where you're from, and anything special about you, brother?
Yeah, I'm going to try to I guess like an introduction. It might be a little bit blown out because I mean, just me being where I'm from, how I'm getting to be a passport brother like I am now. It's kind of a bit of a story, but I'm gonna try to um, put that in a nutshell. First of all, I'm from a small city. Well, it's like a little small town outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and uh, pretty much I'm actually work in IT, but I'm actually more on like the support side, desktop side, and I'm looking to get more into like the programming analyst and data side as well. With that, I'm also a DJ slash producer, work in music, and pretty much that line of work has helped me gain access to visit different countries, including the Philippines.
Wow. Amazing intro there, bro. We got another IT brother in the building. Again, IT is the future for brothers in this passport bro space, and I'm pushing the IT towards you brothers. Make use of my time, consultations, the Patreon content. I do this for you brothers, man. Don't let it go to waste, man. So let's get straight into it, brother, man.
Yes, sir.
So Philippines, a country I'm interested in, and a country many brothers are interested in as well. I'm guessing you were in Manila most of the times.
For the first time, well, actually, yeah, Manila is definitely like the first place where mostly everybody comes because it's the big airport area. So, but I did spend a lot of time in Manila. I've been to the Philippines actually 3 times already, and each time I've flown. Well, actually, well, through 2 times I've flown straight into Manila, and that's pretty much the hub of everything.
Amazing, bro. Uh, I'm assuming what's drawing you to the Philippines multiple times is, of course, the woman.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big part of it. Um, I well, like just starting out too, and this is just adding on to like just introducing myself from a young, early age. I've always been interested into Asian women, and I mean, and that's a that, and there's a reason behind that too. I mean, and we can get into that like I guess later and all. But I've always had like even here in the United States where I reside, I've been more drawn to Filipino people, like not just because of like they're Asian, but it's just because like their culture and how parallel it can be to Black American culture as well. So just by knowing a lot of Filipinos here, I said to myself, "Hey, I'm actually going to the source." So that's how that's how that's going to come about. So there you go.
Let me ask this, brother, right? Why were you drawn towards Asian women? Your brother, right? And obviously,
Yes, sir.
where I'm from personally,
Yes.
brothers only date black women and in some cases, white women. Asian women haven't been in that discussion there. But recently, we've seen like more black men have, are showing their love for Asian women, particularly Korean, Japanese. But for you, why did you start loving Asian women, brother, at such a young age?
Oh man, I mean, so that's a pretty loaded question. So I mean, at the expense of me just going just opening up, man. But I mean, to me, I mean, well, I'm gonna just say this right now. I've actually found out that, like, through my African Black roots, that I am part Asian. Like, it's in my DNA. And the reason why I would say that is because, and something my sister had came about. She did a lot of studying about like most Black Americans really don't have a a connection to their African roots. Like what there's DNA tests and all, but those tests aren't very accurate. Like as far as like the data goes, it's only like regional. Like you're from like this part of West Africa, but like as far as like pinpointing, but where my family is from, which is Virginia, our how could I say our slave master family had actually he was actually purchasing slaves from Madagascar. And and this could be like something for another stream or so, but like
Mm.
to put a long story short, if you study the history of Madagascar people, like the people are called Malagasy people, like the main tribe. And thousands of years ago, those people, like if you look at like Malagasy pictures right now, like just to like Google Malagasy, like they look just like Black Asian people. And people have always said, hey, why does you look so like Asian? I had Asian people actually come up to me and say, am I part Asian? you know and it's very crazy, and it's just like, I don't know. And so we did a lot of family tracing, and so I'm just saying to myself, damn, I mean, and I know there's other reasons why I'm so drawn to Asian females as well, like especially with the culture. But um the Malagasy, like those people, like if you study Southeastern Asian like history, like a lot of those, like the original people of the Philippines were Black Africans. They were called Atas or Eta people. And I've actually went out there when I was there. I've actually visited them. I had a chance to actually speak and talk to the Eta people, and it's just pretty much like kind of confirmed, like, man, this is where I'm genetically drawn to this. And like you said, like in America, I know you're from a Black man living in the UK. It's just like pretty much the discussion back then was basically Black or white. But I knew from the early ages, like the first girl, Asian girl I've ever actually had interaction with was in 5th grade, and she was a Korean adoptee. And I said to myself, I mean, I had I had the biggest crush on this girl, and I just didn't know why. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, I've dated black, I've always dated, just growing up, date black women, and as well as, white girls too. But man, that's so hopefully, like in a nutshell, that's my whole genesis to that.
Wow, amazing, bro.
Yes.
Um, this is incredible. So you're into Asian women. Is it the Southeast Asian type, or does that include East Asian women like Korean, Japanese,
all, all of
Japanese?
it.
Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, even Indian women, bro.
Even Indian women. Yeah,
Whoa, what's going on there, bro? Now
Yeah,
pause. No,
yeah.
we got to cut the show right there, bro. Hold on, bro. I'm gonna end the stream. Sorry, bro. I'm ending the stream, brother. Sorry, but we don't do Indian women here. So I'll see you, brothers, on the next live stream. I'm joking.
Okay, come on, don't do that to me, bro. Oh my god, man. But yeah, man. I mean, like it, East Asian. Like I'm just drawn to them, man. And it's so crazy because, well, actually, like here in Arizona, we have a big Native American population as well. So, and if you like anybody, like if you can't tell already, I'm so big into like anthropology and history of people and all. But basically, way back in times before like everybody settled in America, the Native Americans basically just came from the continent of Asia across the land bridge, and so they have something like phenotypically Asian in them, you know, and I've been dealing with them too. So
Awesome, bro. So
yes, sir.
this is going to be a classic. I can tell you're very intelligent, brother. So now Philippines. I would personally say that the Philippines is one of the homes that are for black men, and even though it's in Asia, I feel like black men and Filipino women, they go very well together. So I'm
Yes.
gonna ask this question, brother. Right. It is the greatest question in the history of mankind. It's a question that can stop world wars, and can
Mm.
stop an alien invasion from the planet of Jupiter. Okay, so the question is, brother, right?
Yeah.
And brothers, can we get the likes up, man? We got over 80 people, but less than 50 likes. I mean, why don't you brothers support me? I don't get it. Is there something wrong? Is it because you know, uh, I just don't know anymore. Get the likes up, man. Damn, it's like you don't like to support me, even though I put in hours on the Patreon, hours on the channel. I'm in Japan right now getting you brothers intel, and I don't get the support. Wow. So the question is, brother, right? Are Filipino women checking heavy for brothers?
That is an absolute yes. Especially now with this whole passport bro thing moving into the mainstream conversation. Um, of course, we're all privy to what's been happening with these TikToks where you have like a lot of these Black American, as we call them, hyenas, trying to come at the brothers' necks and stuff for like just saying, "Hey, I'm going overseas," and what they're doing is they're everybody knows that they're just trying to like disparage these Filipinas, Thai girls, or anywhere where the passport bros are trying to go. But these Filipinas, they are starting to clap back, and I'm sure you've seen it, and they are
Mm.
making it known that Black Americans, we basically get our style from you guys, and we can talk about that later, but that's how it is.
So in your personal experience, brother, you've gone play in the Philippines from Filipino women. Were they drawn to you, because you're a black man or because you're American? I mean, what is the connection between black men and Filipino women? Does it go back to World War II? I just want to know, bro. Break it down for us.
Okay. Oh man, it's so good. I mean, well, it's so interesting that you had mentioned the World War. You know, like I guess wars and stuff, and of course we know history talks about or how you know how American military has basically had their hand in a lot of these nations over there before World War One, and this is I can't exactly remember the exact years this was. This is around like the early 1900s. There was the Philippine American War. Now the Philippines as a culture, they are a very colonized people. So like the name of the country Philippines itself comes from King Felipe II from Spain. And the Spaniards have owned or colonized the Philippines for a long time. And of course, the Japanese had their hands in it, and the Americans at that time, around the early 1900s, did. Now, if you understand about American history with the military, there were black soldiers that fought in the American military. But of course, due to racism, there was a lot of infighting. So, like, I'm I'm just bringing this up like this is a history fact. There was a brother by the name of David Fagan that was in the U.S. Army that fought in the Philippines, and he saw basically how the white American soldiers were so racist to the black American soldiers. Of course, they were racist towards the Philippine soldiers as well, or whoever they were trying to conquer. So this brother David Fagan and a small other group of black brothers in the United States Army, they actually switched sides. So it's said that this brother David Fagan was pretty much the first passport brother, if you want to look at it in minor and modern times.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is like knowledge that I just learned about in these few last years. So they were checking for him back then, checking for the brothers back then, and a bounty was placed on his head after that whole thing. The United States wanted him dead. So the legend has it that they Filipinos were tried to produce a head, like a chopped off head, and they were like, I'm here to collect my bounty to the United States Army, and it was supposed to be his head, but legend has it wasn't really him. It was it was so mutilated they don't know what happened to the brother. Like the legend has it, he stayed there, found a wife, had a family, and just lived out his days in the Philippines.
Whoa.
Sounds like a good movie to me. you know but yeah, that's some heavy history, man. And like how Philippine culture is like we like fast forward to current modern times. Like they look up to black American culture, especially like pop culture. Like their sport is basketball, and they have a lot of influence from the NBA. Like they a lot of them know a lot of NBA history better than a lot of people here in the United States. They follow that. They have, especially the women, they have some singers, bro. Like they can blow. Like with that whole culture with the karaoke, they go
Okay.
in. They go in, man. I mean, shut me up. I mean, I can go on and on.
Wow. Thank you. But
Yeah.
hold on, brother.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Mr. J. Adam for the $5 super chat, super sticker. Thank you, bro, for the support. Much appreciated. We got over 500, over 100 people, but less than 70 likes. Can we get the likes up, and can we get more support flowing? Support what I'm doing. That'd be greatly appreciated. Shout out to Mr. Limo Pedro for the £2 super chat. Thank you, Limo Pedro. What's up, brother? It's been a while. Been a while, brother. Hope you're well. Thank you very much for the support. Shout out to Mr. Intellect. Been a while, bro. Hope you're well. $2 super chat. Thank you, bro. Philippines America War, 1899 to 1902. Thank you, bro, for that history lesson. I'll definitely be reading up on that even further. Thank
Word
you
up.
very much, bro.
Yes,
So
sir.
tell me So you've been to the Philippines multiple times. Tell
Yes.
me the best things about, Filipina women. Are they feminine? Are they submissive? Are they wifeable? Break it down for us, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I would say is the hospitality of them. You know, like when you're there, like just you're seeing women, like you're already going to stand out as a Black American already, and this is like, even in a big city like Manila or so, or Quezon City or whatever, but especially a lot more when you go off into like out into the provinces or so, like outside of Manila and all, you're going to get a lot of attention. And like, man, these women, like, as far as femininity is concerned, man, it's pretty much, I mean, they're pretty much the poster children of it. And I'm not trying to put any other you know ethnicity above them or whatever, because I know, like, I've been checking out the Japanese women on year feeds and all like that, and like just other women in Asia, Thailand, and all. But man, Filipinas, they're up there as far as being feminine and just family oriented as well. You know.
Wow, incredible. I mean, in this passport bro space, um, especially with us, what's it called? Getting into IT, me teaching brothers Python every week, me mentoring brothers for this IT journey. Philippines is definitely high on many brothers' list, right? So you've been there, brother. Can
Yes.
can the Philippines be a country where brothers can work there, in using IT, their IT skills, remote working there in the Philippines?
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, think about the Philippines. It's a developing country itself. So, but a field such as IT, which will allow you to be a digital nomad, I mean, pretty much, I mean, like the skies is pretty much the limit, and I don't see why the Philippines couldn't be a place where someone with that cost of living out there. I mean, as long as you have like access to some good internet, I don't see why not.
Amazing, bro. And I'm guessing it's quite cheap there in the Philippines. The cost of living there is low compared to America.
Oh yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Like as far as so, here's the thing about the Philippines, like, and this is like one thing I just learned about a lot of Asian countries as well, um, especially Southeast Asian countries. Like, I don't know what the laws are, like pretty much like are in the UK, but as far as like owning property, but they have like some laws that will pretty much prevent like a foreigner. It doesn't have to be American or whatever. Like any foreigners to own property like outright. Like as far as like more than 51% and all. So a lot of these brothers or foreigners or anything, like they're getting into marriages and they're establishing business, and then they're establishing like all kinds of properties to buy and all. So, and the reason for that too is I can understand, because China. Like if it was free for anybody to actually buy property, China would have bought up the Philippines like a long time ago. So I mean, I hope that makes a lot of sense.
No, no,
But it's
it does, and I respect that from the Philippines. That's what African countries should be doing. That's what the
mm,
Caribbean should be doing. Sometimes you got to put your people's interests at first. So I respect what the Philippines do. In terms of you can't own things outright there without having a Filipina business partner or Filipino or Filipina business partner. That's very efficient. So shout out to them for doing that, man. Black people can learn from that. We've got to start putting ourselves first as brothers. So I definitely respect that. Um, when it comes to IT, there, I think I'm definitely feeling that vibe there. It's cheap, especially if you're earning six figures. If you're earning six figures, you know,
yes.
um, in America, you're basically living like Elon Musk in the Philippines, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I've seen brothers out there, Black American brothers, that are doing their thing. I've seen it with my own eyes. So this is what's like very like that's another major part that's drawing me into it, and
Ah,
it's real, bro.
wow. So let's carry on with the Filipina woman,
Mm.
right? Would you say they are wifeable? The Filipina woman. Would you personally wife one up as your wife?
I mean, for the most part, the culture does say that they are. Um, but you have to beware. Just like anywhere, you could like anywhere has bad women too, and the
Hmm.
Philippines is no different. But I can tell you one thing: it ain't like America. That's for damn sure. Oh, excuse me, on language. I'm sorry about that. But oh yeah, I mean, and Manila itself, which is the capital, it's more westernized than any other place in the Philippines. There's like big cities and all like that, and of course, the general consensus is that it's going to be a lot more feasible to find if you like looking for a real wife or like with wifely qualities, somebody that's submissive, that's on your page, that's willing to like build up your businesses to run with you. um you know a lot of people would say, hey, the provinces, this is where it's at. And when you go to like the southern parts, like places like Mindanao or Davao or so, and I would have to agree.
Okay. So I'm guessing language is very important here. So English won't be enough. You must learn Tagalog. You must learn the Philippines language if you're serious about finding a wife.
Ab- Actually, that's not necessarily true, brother. The in the Philippines, like I would say they have a high English literacy rate. Like everybody that I've actually, I wouldn't say everybody because there are some elderly people that wasn't a part of like that whole English education. Like they're pretty too much old for that. They didn't speak English, but pretty much everyone that is like under the age of 60 or so are able to like the whole like some English conversations with you. Like English is their second language, and Tagalog is big. Is I would say it's their main national language, but they have like a whole lot of like other dialects too. You know, um, the female that I'm dealing with right now, my girl, she's actually from the Visayas, but she speaks Visaya. That's what the language that she grew up with, and she she's a school teacher, and she teaches Tagalog like as a subject to her elementary school students. And she always tells me, she said, hey, you come out here, and she speaks perfect English, and she's like, yeah, I want you to learn Visaya more than Tagalog. I mean, I only know just a few words of Tagalog or whatever like that, but like she was like very serious. So they have like a hierarchy of languages out there, which they can, and when they speak to each other, they can tell where they're from and all. And I mean, it's just like a whole dynamic that, yeah, I'm not even like, man, I'm not even up on like as far as their cultural dynamic with languages. But English is really big out there. You can swing on just English alone.
Wow. Amazing, bro. Thank you.
Yes.
Shout out to Mr. BT for the $2 super chat. Thank you, bro, for the support. And all the support I get so far is it means a lot to me, man. It really does. Like some days I feel like I'm really tired. I can't go on. I spend so much hours, but then I think about the black men I'm helping out, the lives I'm changing, and that keeps me pushing to do what I do. So thank you very much for the support so far. It means a lot to me. Um, so you know, the title of this stream, right? I put Philippines, is home to the black man, right?
Mm.
Um, when you were in the Philippines, bro, did you feel like it was home to you? Like no cops around you, no cops coming after you. You could approach women and she won't call the cops towards you, and she won't look at you funny for you approaching her. Did you feel at home there in the Philippines as a black man?
Man, that's an excellent question, man. And yes, I did. Yes, I mean, I it was no stress out there. It was like so. This is the thing about the Philippines. It's of course like there's some beautiful parts, man. And then there's some like it can be hood out there as well. So I'm walking in the hood, and the thing about it is these people when they see a black American, it's like they regard you different than like say like their regular average like white American or so, or there's a lot of white Australians out there. So it's like I'm not saying that you can't like just get had or anything like that, but like like far as police or anything like that, like you don't get hounded like that, you know. Now, what is I find like very interesting is when you go into certain places, say if you go into like a shopping mall or so, like at the entrance of each place or a shop like or a shopping center or like even like some restaurants, they have armed security. So it's like here in the United States, if you see armed security at a place of business, the vibe is like, yo, anything can happen at any time. That's why they're there. But in the Philippines, when you like say if you go to the mall and then like you're getting into the entrance or stuff, you probably got to go to the metal detector. It that the vibe is like, man, ain't nothing going to happen. I mean, it's more of a secure vibe out there. It's hard to explain, but you have to see it.
That's amazing, man. Like, who would have thought that an Asian country all the way in Southeast Asia is home to black men rather than America when you've been there for centuries, you were
Mhm.
raised there, you've been in their culture. But a lot of black men I speak to that are black American, they tell me, IP, I don't feel at home in America anymore. America hates me. America doesn't want me. But when I travel to these countries, they love me. They accept me as a black American man. That's powerful right there. So you get that feeling there in the Philippines. That's wonderful, man. Um, so when you began to feel at home in the Philippines, bro, how did that make you feel? Did you feel like there's a huge weight off your shoulders that I can be free as a black man, as a straight black man? I'm free, no agenda, no woke stuff. Break it down for me, brother.
Yeah, man. Man, I mean, it's unbelievable, man. Because like, all right, the beautiful thing about it is when you're there, like, and you just walking along the streets and you just like whatever and all like that. Like the children, they know you're different, and they know they've seen Black Americans like TV or whatever like that. They'll come up to you and say, "Hey, are you Black American?" or this and everything like that. And you talk to them and all, like you'll definitely get that like attention, man. And like you said, it's just like being in America, like so much of the stuff, the crap that goes on here, and not just like racism that you see on the surface, but I'm talking about like that that internal racism where like I was just telling my Filipina today, explaining to her about how there's cases of Black Americans owning houses here trying to sell them. And then when they get them appraised, the appraisal of the house is a lot less, even if
Mm.
it's the same as any type of white person or white American will own them. And this has been proven, man. There's been so many cases of that happening. You don't see that type of stuff over there or go through that stuff in the Philippines. It's just not. It's just it's foreign to them. Now that's not to say that they don't deal with their own internal type of. They have like colorism and stuff over there, like dealing with them, and but that has more to do with like classism amongst themselves. But obviously, if you're a black man and you're doing well for yourself and you have the means to travel there, and if you're not acting like a pookie, a passport pookie, or anything like that, you are somebody. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm. Hey, amazing, bro. Um, so let me ask, brother. Right, colorism. Right, it
Mm,
is then in Asia, in the whole of Asia, very bad in India.
mm.
So let me ask this, brother. Right, as a brother, right, do you feel like as a black man you get more play from dark-skinned Filipina women as opposed to light-skinned Filipina women who probably only go after white men and light-skinned Filipina men? 'Cause that's why I kind of see like the light-skinned Filipina women, the ones we see on the TV,
Mm.
etc., etc. They are they. I'm not sure they're checking for brothers that much. I think it's a dark-skinned Filipina that show love. Am I wrong there, brother?
You know, man, I really haven't really, and I'm not saying that, whatever whatever you have witnessed. I mean, that could be legitimate, but I myself, I haven't been through that. Like my even though my current Filipina, she's a light skin. She's also a chinita, and that's something I got to break down too. Within it, like, there's colorism, and then there's like with Filipinas, there is like the, how can I say it, the variety, man. Like, there's the Spanish looking ones, there's the
Mm.
dark skin looking ones, and then there's the East Asian ones. That's the chinitas that I was talking about. And it's just like, like a country like Thailand, you can tell, I mean, they have like just a certain look, and it's more of a they're more of a mono, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, they're more of the same, but like there's there's so much variety as far as like styles, like shapes and physical qualities from these Filipinos, and I've gotten play from them all, man. Like dark, light, Spanish looking, like, and I don't mean to bring in what happens here in America, but even here in America, like the Filipinos that I dealt with here, same thing.
Oh, interesting. Okay, maybe I
Same
was
thing.
wrong there.
Yeah,
No,
same
I'm
thing.
a man. Like, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's interesting, bro. Okay, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
and also let me add too, because like you brought up like how, certain Filipinos, like there is always going to be that, how can you say, that big percentage of Filipinos that would prefer white men, because that's how it's always been. Like, they present themselves the most in this world at this time. They've always been doing this, traveling there and all, and pretty much they run the imagery in the media. Hollywood basically feeds a lot of these Filipinas and Filipinos too. The dudes too. Like there's always going to be a big, like affinity towards that. But Black Americans, like as far as like the progression that we've made, and just not just Black Americans, just like just Black people all over the world, man. Like, like the actors and stuff. Like we have like a big influx of UK, British Black actors that are doing the damn thing,
Mm.
and these Filipinos, man, they're seeing this. They're like, man, like. Idris Elba, what I mean, he go over there, man. Like, don't matter. Like a cat that looks like him, he gonna sweep up. He gonna sweep up.
Let me ask this, brother. Right.
Yes, sir.
Um, I've always wanted to know like the Black British perspective, because shout out to our Black American brothers and our Black American kings. Shout out to you brothers, man, worldwide doing the great work. Um, how would a Black British man be perceived in the Philippines from what you've seen and what you know? We know that Black American men, they're loved very well in the Philippines, but me as a Black British man, how would I be received? Would they look at me funny? Why is this black guy speaking in an English accent? I thought all black people, I thought all black men were American. He was this English guy.
Hey, man, you know what? I mean, I can't really say I've come across any Black British brothers over there like that I've met. I'm sure they're over there, but there's a lot of Africans over there as well, like just from different countries of Africa,
Mm.
and and it's happening for them. So I don't
Oh,
see why it couldn't happen for Black British brothers. I mean, and you got to understand, man. Like we're exotic. Like we are like more exotic to them than white men are. I understand that. So, and it should fall into place.
Wow, amazing. Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Shout. Okay, I've got a question there. Hold on. Shout out to Mr. Ayisa A for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate that, man. I've only got 5 super chats so far, and it's over 100 people, man. I know you brothers can show me support. Show me support, man. Like, what I'm doing now, the intel you're getting from this channel, life-saving information. So you show me some support, man. Show me some love, some dollars. Join the Patreon too. And as you know, the explicit version of this live stream will be on the Patreon as well. So we're going to go deeper as to the Filipina woman, how they will get down with brothers in the bedroom. That's coming on the Patreon as well. So we're doing a lot of work for you brothers, man. So show support, hit the PayPal donations, hit the super chat. It will mean a lot to me and it will keep me going, man, because it is not free to be running this channel. The costs involved on the Patreon, the costs involved for everything else. So please support. That'd be greatly appreciated. He says, awesome stream. I'm currently talking to a beautiful woman in the Philippines. Question, bro. How was your vetting process and what red flags to look for? Great question.
Oh, that's a very good question, man. Man, so I have to break that down because it was a learning process for me too. Because like I said before, I've been to the Philippines 3 times, and I've dealt with like actually 3 different women. And here's the thing: you you'll know if a Filipina is into you or not. I don't know how that brother, what's his name? Shout out to Ayisa. Hey,
Yes.
yeah, I don't know how he met her or like he's online with her or did he meet her any different way or so, or if he's out there in the Philippines or all. But like like you can come across some tricksters. Um, you have to definitely know what type of girl like she is. Like, I mean, you just have to ask questions. So, my whole thing, my whole vetting process is basically I want to know what her family is like what her family, like how is her mom and dad, like are they, like together or whatever. And this is a big thing too. This is like a couple of content creators that I was listening to earlier is a lot of these Filipinas out here, you got to be careful because they can already be in a prior situation or a marriage or something, which is a no. You definitely don't want to get with a married girl. And there's a lot of girls out there that you might say, hey, or they might say, hey, I'm single, this and that, like that, but they might just be separated. And I don't know if you know or not, divorce is actually it doesn't go down in the Philippines. You can get it annulled, but it has so much money to deal with that in time with that. So, but like not going down that route, but like definitely ask questions. Um, like there's plenty, it's like so many of Filipinas out there that you might say, hey man, this is too good to be true or whatever. And sometimes it is too good to be true because she might be young or like in her 30s or so. And a lot of them do have kids. Like there's like a lot of them that have kids and stuff. And I tend to like I've learned that lesson. I ain't messing with another Filipino with kids and all because you're dealing with their ex-boyfriends or so. But I mean, if you're online, say for instance, because I did like my current Filipina that I'm talking to right now that I'm actually vetting right now. I've actually got on a dating site, and you can tell like by their pictures, like they'll usually put up like an average of 4 pictures. If all of her pictures are like on some like glamour girl stuff, you know what I mean? That might be a red flag because like there's something that they're hiding. Because like a respectable Filipina girl that you're trying to vet, especially for a wife or so like that, she's going to have like a glamour picture. Then she might have two of them. Then she might have one without makeup. Hey, this is how I am, like, without makeup. And that's big over there for like dating sites and stuff and all. But I mean, it's a lot of things, man. Like they're like, if you're talking to her online and then like you have like conversations every day, and then like maybe one day you just don't hear from her or so. And you know what I mean? You might want to like, kind of ask questions like, what happened, whatever like that. I came across stuff like that, and they turned out to be some floozies. But because I mean that's a great question, man. I mean, we can go into that like all night, but I hope that like kind of like, you know, um, just open it up a little bit for you.
Thank you, bro. Um, I've got a question here, right? So let's say you meet a Filipina, right? Her parents are divorced. She lives with my mum, but she has a close relationship with her dad. She's on good terms. Is that a red flag? Would you toss her to the side?
Oh, and, say that question again. I'm sorry, IP.
So let's say you meet a Filipina chick, right? Her
Mm-hmm.
parents they are divorced, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she still keeps in touch with her dad. She's very close with her dad, but she lives with her mum, right? But she's on good terms with her dad. Would you not take her seriously? Would you toss it to the side?
Man, you know what, man? That's a crazy question because like pretty much you're not going to run into that situation at all. Like, I mean, number one, their parents like, I mean, they're going to be separated. You know what I mean? Because I don't know any divorced people out there. They just don't do divorces. But if they have like an annulment, that means they have money. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole different dynamic. They're pretty much like upper middle class or upper class Filipinos. But I don't know, man. That's an interesting dynamic or so. Because out of all of the Philippines, like if their dad is still alive or if their mother is still alive, if they have to be separated, like I'm like in my experience and from what I've seen, they've always kept in touch with both of them. I mean, it's just that's just culture over there. Man, like for the most part, they revere both of their parents like equally, like in my eyes or so. But I mean, I don't know. That's all. That's all I can give you from here. It's a rare case if that happens.
That's fine, bro.
Yeah.
So let me ask this, brother, right? Between black men and white men, who does better with Filipina women? Who gets the most women in the Philippines from what you saw? And who gets more love between those groups of men?
I mean, already. I mean, if you want to factor in mathematical figures, I mean, there's more white expats or white men. Doesn't matter if they're from America or from Australia or from Europe over there already. So they're dealing with that already. But as I see a shift that's going on with more black men that's coming over there, like I mean, you don't hear of pretty much anybody just going over there and just having no luck. That just doesn't happen, especially if you're a foreigner. Period. You know what I'm saying? And this is crazy because like that you asked this question because in another content creator's live stream there was a white girl that actually said something, and I guess like she was like a supporter of the passport pros. She was saying as these white men when they come over there, of course they have like this feeling like this air of entitlement about them. But she said that's something that stood out to me. She said that there's a lot more black men in terms of looks and appeal that are closer to like a Michael B. Jordan or to an Idris Elba, and for brothers that go over there to them than there are white men that just look like just regular, like run of the mill floozies. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're not getting any like Tom Cruises or anything like that and all. But when they see us, we have more of a appeal for like actual like looks to them. And I was like, man, that's an interesting tidbit right there.
Interesting, bro. Um, do Filipino women have a high body count?
They can. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like you mess up with you mess with the wrong one. You know, that's what the brother was asking about, like red flags and stuff and all. Like the culture over there, like it's not gonna be as widespread as they are in the West. You know what I mean? Like, and here's the crazy thing, bro. It is not uncommon for you to run into a virgin that may be your age.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
oh,
it's not. Yeah,
okay, brother. You hold on, brother.
yeah,
You you caught my curiosity.
yeah.
Now you have my attention. Break it down for us, bro. Damn. What do you
I,
mean?
I mean, I mean, a lot of this stuff. I mean, I know that there's going to be a Patreon that and I implore. I mean, I definitely just
Hmm.
I wish brothers would like more brothers would like just like support and get on your Patreon, man, and we could talk about it there. But oh yeah, I've come across a couple, and it can happen. Like okay, there's a brother by the name of Jay. He runs he's a Black American. He runs the Black Filipino channel, and I'm only just saying this because like he pretty much made it public, like how him and his wife met. Like he was on a dating site while he was still living in New York. And his wife like was basically saying, "Hey, I'm a virgin," and my man didn't believe it. He was like, "Come on, man, you got to be crapping me." And I mean, that's the way the story goes, man. Like it's not uncommon. You can come across something like
That's
that.
that. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a virgin first and foremost. I think most of us as men, we want to marry a chick. We want it to be a virgin, untouched. Um, I mean, wouldn't you agree with that, brother?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh man, that's holy grail type stuff. You know what I mean? And I mean, and it's just it ain't going down in the West. It's not going down like that. You know what I mean? I'm I don't want to put your age out there, man. But like I'm 47 years old, man. I'm pushing 50. So it to come across something like that, like a lot of Filipinos, like they are more prone to deal with older men anyway. That's just a natural thing and all because like a red flag to them would be a younger dude. Like if like there's a dude that's over there, like say for instance, he's maybe 23, 24, like a a good girl, a respectable female is going to be like, I don't know about that. I don't see stability. I see Playboy. I see that. That's one thing about Filipinas and all. And I mean, it's a Catholic country, man. And I've always, in my estimation, I think they're more Catholic than the Vatican itself.
Damn.
And I mean, it's built into their laws, like with no divorce and all. And I think they're trying to get some things amended with that, but the religion, which the main religion, which is Catholicism, basically dictates a lot of the culture over there.
Wow. Let me ask this, brother. Right. This dude says here, sounds bad to say, but in the Philippines, the Chinese or Spanish mixed blood Filipinos are. No, no, no. He mentioned before
Mhm.
that it's hard for black men to get the Chinese mixed Filipinas and the Spanish mixed Filipinas. Is that true, brother?
Uh, I mean, I mean, it could be true. A lot of I. This is the crazy part about it. I mean, when I dealt with females over there, I pretty much, haven't gotten into like their background. But I will say here in the United States, I had an ex girlfriend that was a Chinese Filipina.
Oh,
So here in the U.S. But we're not here to talk about what's happening in the U.S. She was westernized, nonetheless. But I mean, but I mean, like the
She
dynamics.
was born in America.
Yeah, she was born here in America, but like she like
Okay.
has family over there and all. But of course, growing up in America, like first generation, westernized and all. But I mean, it depends because, like I said, there is classism, and what that brother did, like with his comment, that I it can be true and all, but I really haven't really like given it too much thought when I'm over there, dealing with what's happening, on the daily.
Okay, thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Yes, Ramel Diaz in the building. What's up, Ramel? How you
Shout
keeping,
out to
bro?
Romel, man. Shout out to him,
Shout
bro. Y'all need to hit that Patreon. That's all I'm talking about right there. Y'all need to.
Hey man, hey, the Patreon is the best thing about this channel. I'll tell you that, brothers, man. It's incredible. And shout out to Ramel for the classic he's dropped on the Patreon. For the five for the
Classic.
£5 super chat. I'm 30, so I'm checking for 20 to 24-year-olds. Yeah, that's a sweet spot right
Oh
there,
yeah,
Ramel.
yeah.
Good man. That's
That's
it, brother. That's what I want to hear, bro. I don't want to hear I'm checking for 38 to 45-year-old chicks. Hell no, no.
oh yeah. That's that, and you gonna get that too. Hey man, listen, let me just bring this into the conversation too. Okay, like the first time I went there, the first female that I was dealing with, I actually didn't do a dating site for her. You know what I mean? I just went over there underneath of different circumstances, right? So when I finally did get on a dating site, bro, let me just tell you, man, you going to get like that first night. I got like 300 plus hitbacks, and most of these they're real women, like out of could be like thousands that's on there. And of course, there's going to be like your age range and stuff and all like that. But when I got on there, like the first time I got on, I was like, what, maybe I want to say 45 or so, or a few years back, or like 40, 44. I didn't get most of the hits that I got were about like 19, 20, 21. Yeah. It goes
Oh,
down. But of course, you know what I mean? You got to go, I mean, there could be some floozies out there. You can have fun and all like that, but you're going to get all kinds of hits, man. And then some of these girls, man, you might not want to, you might not even want to mess with it because, they look young. I'm talking about 16,
well,
17 type young.
nah.
Yeah, we don't do that. Yeah, you might not want to mess with that. Because
Nah.
they'll lie. Yeah.
Skip, bro. Yeah, absolutely not. So you've got intel on that age range, brother. Okay. Thank you, bro. Now let me ask this right. Can a man that's, let's say, 38, date and marry a 22-year-old Filipina chick?
Oh yeah, it goes down. It happens. It does happen. It, uh, here's the thing. All right, so my girl, she's 30. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm vetting for a wife. You know, and a lot of these girls out there, yes, they're born into a culture that raises them to be wives for the most part. But a lot of them, I mean, they're still young, and it's just like real world experiences and stuff like there is like see the girl that I'm dealing with right now, like she's a school teacher, but she doesn't have that. How can I say it? That savvy, that life savviness, and this is something like of course, yeah, you want to deal with a young woman that's on your page and all, but at the same time, I'm looking for a woman because when I go out there, You know what I mean? It's going to be about business too, because I'm
Hmm.
trying to like, have a sound business partner. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to run like, I'm trying to like actually purchase some condos and try to run that. You know what I mean? And if you don't have like a girl that has the mindset for that, that real life experience and stuff like, I mean, and it doesn't have to be about that, but you just have to basically know what you're looking for, you know so that's how I'm gonna approach that.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Um, so you're vetting for a wife, right? So what kind of qualities are you looking for, and what kind of red flags are you like? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay away from her in your wife vetting processes, brother.
Oh yeah, well, the main thing is body count. You know what I mean? Her ability to bond pair, to pair bond with you, like that's number one. And like I said, but like earlier, like what type of family, what type of background that she comes from. Is she consistent? With you know keeping up with you and all. Like, how does she feel about being a family woman, or how she feel like does she want kids, or this and if she already has kids, because that should be a no for all of us brothers, you know, like
Hmm.
things of that nature, you know. If she's pretty much like, like you after a while you can begin to tell that, all right, hey, you gonna be, this is a gold digger right here. You know what I mean? She's just trying to whatever like that. Like the girl that I'm vetting, she don't want to come to America. You know what I mean? She's basically like, yo, this is, my family is here, this and everything like that. And then my brothers and sisters, they're married. I want that too. You know what I mean? That right there, that's green flags to me.
Fantastic, man. Um, how do you know if a chick has a high body count? Do you ask her directly?
Oh yeah.
Like what's your body count, and do Filipino women tell the truth, or do you gauge by their reaction if they're telling the truth or not?
Oh man. For the most part, like I mean, there's honesty there. There's some dishonesty, and you can tell too, because like there's things about Philippines, like culturally, they are a save face type of culture. You know what I mean? They don't like embarrassment or anything like that. Like especially when they're dealing with like other people, like or um conversations up and personal and all. So like my thing is basically like, if you're serious, I'm going to tell her about me, like what I've been through with my ex-wife. Like, and you know what, I was married before here in the United States. Of course, it didn't work out or whatever. But the more and more you're able to open up yourself, that's like the biggest thing that a Filipina can open up herself to. And then because I mean they're sexual beings, and
Keep it PG, bro.
yeah, oh yeah, I'm keeping PG. Yeah, that's all. But at the same time, you know, he, if if it doesn't go down like that, if they have a bad, like most of them might have a bad experience already from either a foreigner, or a lot of them that are looking for foreigners, they just have bad experiences with Filipino guys and all, and it'll come out. It'll come out.
How do you pose a question of body count to a Filipino woman? Do you ask her how many guys have you been with, or do you word your questions very carefully? Okay, how many boyfriends or have you had in the past? How would you pose that question?
Oh man, I've actually dealt with girls like they'll bring it up, like what I mean. They'll like I didn't have to ask, out of the few females that I've dealt with, when it comes time to talking about that, with bodies and everything and what their past and all.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
acceptable. Obviously, in the West, right? You pose that question, she tell you, "My past doesn't matter. none of your business. If you tell a Filipino chick about her past, like she won't react that way. She'll tell you everything. She won't
I've
act
never
like
got, like, from my experience, I've never gotten that, like of course that's always going to be accompanied by, I was just, my ex or whatever, I dealt with, so I don't want to go through that pain again. And it's just different. It's different from what you deal with in the West.
awesome. Awesome. Thank you, bro. This is awesome. This is fantastic. All right. So I'm going to open up the phone lines in a couple minutes. I want to say thank you to our guest, Mr. Mel, for breaking down this Philippines home to the black man. I think it is, from what I've heard so far. Awesome live stream so far. So once again, brothers, the explicit version of this stream will be dropping on the Patreon very soon. I want to make you aware that please join the Patreon. If you're not on the Patreon, hey brother, tell them how great the Patreon is. I feel like brothers don't even know what they're missing out on the Patreon.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, it's crazy. It's a lot of great intel. And the thing about IP, man, think about you, brother, and I appreciate you so much because you are doing the work that no other channel is doing. You are like, getting different brothers' point of view from multiple places in this world. You know what I mean? You don't like, just it's just not about just one streamlined thing with you, man. So that's just something that I've definitely was drawn to your channel and your content. You know what I mean? You got intel from, of course, Japan, Korea, Germany, Brazil. I mean, this is a one-stop shop. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, thank you for the kind words, bro. It means a lot to me. Press A1 in the chat if you're going to join that Patreon and make that leap of faith to change your life, man. Press a 2 in the chat if you're going to get into IT and reach out to me for consultation, because this is what it's all about, man. I really want to get you brothers out there. Don't just listen to my content. Go out there and experience it. I'm out here in Japan. I'm experiencing it. Japanese women, they're checking for me. you know, they're checking for me.
Word up,
they're
word
most
up.
they're most definitely checking for me. I'm traveling all over Japan. I'm working at IT. I mean, uh, the game is a game. We're showing you the ropes. We got Theo Waffen on the channel. He's a very successful passport bro. Works in IT. Deals with beautiful women. I mean, I want the same for you brothers, man. I really want the same for you brothers. Take that leap of faith. You know, the intel is here. Make use of the intel. All right, so give me a second, brothers. Give me a second. Shout out to my superstar mod, who has just sent me a PayPal donation. That's love right there. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Where is it? Where is it? Shout out to Mr. John. Shout out to John for the £3.10 PayPal donation. He says here, IP, great guest tonight. A consideration in the Philippines is to live in Manila or Cebu City in buildings with generators because smaller cities can have day-long blackouts or brownouts once
Yeah,
or twice a month. A big
that's true.
consideration in working remotely. Is that true?
That is true. Yeah, I've actually experienced that. And yeah, when I'm out there permanently, I'm coming with the generator. Especially dealing with like the type of work we deal with. We need to be online, and a lot of places too. Like if you're staying in a resort or so, they have generators out there. Like if you're like, in a tourist area, like Boracay was the last place I've been to, so they'll have that. But if we're talking about like permanent residency, it would be great to have a generator.
Oh wow, I didn't know that was the case in the Philippines. Thank you very much. Definitely the case in Japan, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, the Philippines, it is a developing country. They don't use the term third world anymore. They say developing. So That's one thing. But I mean, nah, you'll be all right, man, if you are about your business and establishing the things that you need to establish. You can live great out there. That's not for me to like disparage the place at all.
Amazing. Thank you, bro. All right, let's get the phone lines open up, man. So please call in and ask questions about Philippines, living in the Philippines, cost of living, culture, woman. Make it all about Philippines, please. Nothing else. That'd be great. Keep on topic. So call in right now, and please be respectful to our guests. If you can't call in and you have any questions, please hit the super chats and PayPal to get your questions read out. Okay, and get the support up, man. Send in more donations. Send in some super chats, some PayPal donations. If this has been a very informative live stream for you, brothers, man, you gotta support what I do. You gotta support, man. Support, 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 support. Time is money. Me doing this for the past several years, changing lives of black men. You gotta support me, man. I mean, it's only fair you support. Come on, brothers, man. Support the movement. Let's go. Thank you very much, Mel.
Yep, absolutely.
Get some water, bro. We got some time, another 50 minutes, bro. So get some water.
All right, no worries. All right, so let me. So can I mute myself or?
Yeah, go on. Put yourself on mute, bro.
Okay. All right, I'll be right back, brother. Thank you.
Okay, I'll put you on mute. Okay, awesome. We're gonna wait for our guest to take a quick break. He's been speaking for an hour straight, and it's only fair we give him a break. Pooh, you confirmed. Thank you, brother. Mr. Mike Lawrence in the background. Can you turn the camera on? You confirmed, Mike. Thank you very much. Yes, and that reminds me, Pooh, I need to reach out for you for the Taiwan stream. Okay, we'll get that done in June, bro. Okay, obviously I'm super busy right now, got a lot going on, bro. But I ain't forgot, bro. I ain't forgot. All right, we'll wait for our guests. I'm gonna bring in Mike first, and I'm gonna bring in Pooh after. We're gonna have a great a great live stream. So let me know when you're back, Mr. Mel. All right, brothers. Great live stream so far, man. Once again, make sure you join that Patreon. Join the Patreon. Join that Patreon. Very important you do more information on there. You back, Mel?
Yes, I am.
Let's get it
Yes.
cracking, brother. Let's get it cracking, man.
Yes, sir.
Let me bring Mr. Mike in the building. What's going on, Mike?
How's it going, Nike? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you too, brother. How you keeping? You good?
Yep.
Okay, awesome, brother. What questions do you have for Mr. Mel?
Well, I wonder is I heard the Philippines they are there are big farm. Well, I'm not gonna say farm, but are there huge villages or cities where you find the villages?
You mean where would you find it villages like as opposed to the city? Is that what you're saying, or?
Yeah, something like the villages and farms. Have you
Oh,
seen anything?
oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, most of the Philippines. I mean, there's like 1,000 islands on there, so it's going to
A
be more.
thousand.
Yeah, it's like a lot of islands, like just different words. Like for the most part, like in my experience, I'll fly into Manila, and most people would tell you, yeah, Manila's cool, but you have to experience the Philippines, and that you're talking about like the provinces and all.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's different like so many areas that you can go to outside of Manila or big places like Cebu and all. Like there's Leyte, like, and these are like in the southern parts or the Visayas. If you like pretty much look up the Visayas and then just see how different like the culture is from the city life of Manila, if that's what you're interested in, like pretty much like the down home culture, where and yeah, Philippines is full of that. So it's not hard to find, brother. It's once
Okay.
you get out of Manila, like if you have a destination or so, you can map it out. It's not hard to find, and it's very inexpensive too.
What kind of food they actually cooked?
Man, I mean, I love the food there. It's I don't know if you man you if it sounds like you probably never had Filipino food. Um, of course, there's a lot of rice. Like rice is a big staple. There's a lot of chicken. There's a lot of pork. I don't eat too much pork myself, but like all like the regular meats that you would find, like the regular stuff and all, like a lot of seafood as well. I'm a big seafood head. The way that they cook it, of course, is like the flavoring. It's so flavorful. It's not really spicy food or anything like I heard they had in Thailand. But a lot of food like if you're like there, I would call like some food is Philippine light food, which is basically close to like American food, like fried chicken, rice, beet like stews and stuff, and like the egg rolls that they have is very famous out here. It's called lumpia, and
Oh,
that's
so they
pretty.
kind of Chinese type of they.
It has Chinese influence. Now this is the interesting thing about Filipino food. Like they eat mostly with spoons. They don't have like chopsticks or whatever. They use spoons more than they use forks out there. And I thought that was like very interesting. And this is the way, it's more for the rice. So you might think that's like kind of different if you're able to experience that as well. I thought that was very funny. But
Wow.
yeah.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough questions. Thank you, Mike. I'll come back to you afterwards. Okay. Let me bring in Mr. Pooh in the building. I'm going to bring in Mr. Elliot afterwards. And Ninja, can you turn your camera on in the background, Ninja? So I know you are a brother and not a troll. You confirm, Ninja. Thank you very much. Let me bring in Mr. Pooh in the background. What's going on, Pooh? How you doing, bro?
Hey, what's good, man? How you doing?
Been
Loving
a
the
minute,
stream. I know, man. It's been a while. It's been a bit. I've been working a bit, but yeah, I definitely love the stream. Really good guest. I ain't here to hate on Filipinas, but I was, I used to be in the Air Force, and I told a lot of people that on this channel already, and a lot of them had Filipino wives, man, and the drama and the verbal abuse and the the honest cheating while they were gone, having a second relationship, although they had kids together, that really went down, man. And maybe it was the grade of women that these men were choosing and where they found them. You know how military men are; they love finding their woman at the bar or the club.
Yeah, yo, that's real, man. Yeah. That's real. That's real.
Yeah. So out in Asia, there's a lot of girls that they'll call them juicy girls out in Korea. It's Filipinas and a lot of Thai women are out there, but these men will meet these women, and yeah, they're still sweet because it's their nature. They're taught to be sweet to a man that they're interested in, to be sweet to men, to cook, to clean and do things of that nature. But these women are low grade women. And so these, I mean, you must vet these women to the fullest. Like, don't let the femininity fool you. Don't get caught up in the smell of the hair and the beautiful smile and the toned muscular legs. Don't get too caught up in that, because you could have a loosey goosey on your hands. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's just it is what it is. I hear it way too often with these women, and then I've seen it even worse. I've seen white men catch it worse from their Filipino, like evil, abusive, mean, snarling, like this, like really go hard at them. I've had too many friends that their mom nearly abandoned them because she had started another relationship back home in the Philippines when she had left, she had left the base that we were at. And like, why is her mom always gone, dude? They're like, well, she's, her and my dad, they're not seeing each other anymore. It just happens way too often, and they can be toxic too.
Oh yeah, yeah. And brother, where were you? Where were you stationed?
See, I've been stationed. I've been stationed in Korea, and also Kadena Air Base. That's in Okinawa. That's where most of the stories I got. And I had a lot of troops. They were married to Filipinas, and then also, just being a base brat myself, being a dependent myself when I was a kid. I was meeting Filipina moms, and because I was friends with their sons and their daughters.
Yeah.
And I see these women come and go. Filipina, she'll wear some Daisy Dukes to go cut the grass in a bikini top. I'm not kidding. I was like, that's where I first got interested. I was like, yo, what's the deal with these Filipinas?
Well, I tell you this though, man. All right, so I'm never was in the military, so my experience is probably going to be different because I haven't been, privy to be around like any type of base or port cities or anywhere where the military is stationed. But I've heard like a place like Angeles or Angeles.
Yes.
And that's like not too far from Longapo. And that's where you're going to get like all your streetwalkers. And of course it was like, I guess that, or most of your streetwalkers, I'm not saying all of the streetwalkers are there, but there used to be I don't know if it was a Air Force base or some type of U.S. military base there. And so when the military got out of there, Angeles was basically, that's what it was. That's the culture up there. It stayed up there, even though the U.S. military, stayed away. So, man, my thing is, man, I mean, I've never, and I thank God that I haven't, like gotten that far, that deep into that, because like the current Filipina that I'm with right now, I mean, it's just a whole different like vibe than you would have from a military setup. She's a school.
When you know, but a lot of brothers don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of brothers don't have that third eye. They don't use it, or they're so caught up in the other stuff. And I gotta be a foreign woman. She's from here. Things are good, and it's not all good all the time. It's just it's just not their way. It's a quick way to get a couple of germs.
Word.
Thank you, brothers.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Let me bring in another caller in the background. Hold on. Shout out to Mr. Bala Jalal for the $5 super chat. Thank you both for the support. I'd say brothers should get into IT if they really want to work and travel around the world. Great intel about the Philippines. Thank you for the kind words. Yes, brothers, get into IT. I'm hearing background noise. Is that? I think is that you, Mel? Are you eating, brother, in the background? Okay, thank you, bro. Great intel about the Philippines. Yeah, much appreciation, brother. Get into IT, brothers. Get into IT. Shout out to Mr. Ishmael for the £5 super chat. Thank you, Ishmael, UK brother in the building. Foreign women treatment is better, but it doesn't mean they're perfect. Yes, I agree with that. Always bet any woman you come across, foreign or non-foreign. Do your betting. Female nature is universal. Always go where you appreciate facts, and always protect yourself. Protect your assets. Even though you got a foreign chick that's feminist, submissive, and cooperative, you must still protect your assets. Anything can go wrong. Okay, protect yourself. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Bro with the robot. Bro robot for the $5 super chat. Need to ask where the tall Filipina sisters are over there. I'm a tall bruh, and I've dated tons of short Filipinas in the US. I want a taller one. That's a question for you, Mel.
Man, like how tall are we talking? You know what I mean? Because look, I'm 5'10", and I feel like a giant over there. Like they're just as short people. Like anyway, you know what I mean? I mean, it's just like, I mean, that's not to say you're not gonna. There might be a few tall ones over there, like, but I haven't seen many, man. I mean, you might be hard pressed for that. So, from my own eyes, I can't really tell you, hey, this is a certain region that you got to go to find tall ones. But hey, I'm sorry about that, bro.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, it's very. I don't think I've even met a tall Filipina woman before. They're very short. Thank you for that super chat, Robert. I appreciate you, bro. Unless she's mixed, maybe you got to find a half Filipina, half black, half European, more likely to be taller. Shout out to Mr. Stupid Rams for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you for the support, bro. Thanks for the stream IP, but I love my Russian woman. Okay, I do know you love Russian women. Can we come across half Russian, half Filipino chicks in the Philippines?
Man, I don't know, but there's a big, I forget what they call it. There's a big Philippine, like from the military. This is from the U.S. military, and a lot of these white military dudes basically got a lot of these women pregnant, and then they just skipped off to the United States, never to be found again. And it's actually pretty sad, man, because there's like a community of them. So you have a lot of like Caucasian Asians over there, or Caucasian Filipinos. Not a lot, but there's communities of them, like products of that stuff. And that's one thing that I could say that I'm pretty happy that especially Black American military people didn't really partake into that as much, man. When they had children over there, the general consensus is that these brothers was very adamant or getting back over there to take care of their kids, and I had to commend the brothers for that. But as far as like Russians, man, I can't say if I actually saw a Russian Filipino.
Let me ask you, brother: Are the Caucasian Asians half Filipino, half white? Are they checking for brothers in the Philippines? From what you saw?
Oh, you know what? I don't know. I haven't really came across. I haven't really came across that, But as far as the culture is, I don't think. I don't think why not.
Okay.
It's not like here in the United States where brothers are like basically hated by Asians. You know what I'm saying? It's not like and you just don't. Like, there's a lot of Filipinas, or they could be like dark or light Filipinas, or whatever the case, how that might prefer white men, but it's not like, I wouldn't say there is like a general like, nah, we're not effing with black men at all. It's not like that over there.
Okay.
So
Thanks, bro. Yeah, I think we can definitely agree that Asian women strongly dislike brothers in America. How do they even work together in the workplace? Because I feel like that there's a lot of ritual from Asian women towards brothers. So brothers in the live stream chat, can you tell us your stories as to how Asian people have treated you in America, particularly Asian women? Because I feel like they're scared of brothers, they just hate brothers, and I don't know why. It's weird in the West. Let me bring in Mr. Elliot in the background. And Ramel, can you turn your camera on so I know you are a brother and not a troll? Let me bring in Ramel. You're confirmed. Thank you, brother. I'll bring you in afterwards, bro. Let me bring in Elliot first. Elliot, you got your camera on. Is that okay? Give me a thumbs up with your camera on. Is that okay? Let me bring in Mr. Elliot.
Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. How you keeping, man?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Thanks for your live stream. It's good. It's good work, man. It's good work,
Thank you for the kind words, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, first of all, I don't know everything about Thais, about Asians, about, whatever. I just know my experience. And white is definitely, it's a real thing. When you talk to some of them, when you get a chance to talk to some of them non-romantically and get them to open up, a lot of them will tell you, no, we prefer, not to date people of color. But they're not mean to you. I mean, if you can play basketball and you're in the Philippines, you'll probably be a god. People like you. They like us. It's not that they don't like you. But as far as it being a positive thing for them to date a black person, it's not, it's just not a positive thing for them. But they'll flirt. They'll flirt all day long. Filipinos flirt like crazy.
Man's not lying.
compared
Not
to
mine, bro.
compared to Thais that don't even look at you. But Filipinos, you think you're actually going to get some action. You're like, damn, like these girls are really looking at me, and they're very, they're engaging. I give them that 100%. But closing a deal, I don't know. I mean, it didn't work. It didn't work out for me, and I was,
Hey, brother, may I ask, where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah,
Mhm.
I can see that. Um, we have a big. I'm originally from the Philadelphia area, and of course, like the big, there's a big Asian population, and I've actually lived in San Francisco, where of course that's like probably one of the biggest outside of New York Asian
Mhm.
American population, and
Wow.
I don't know, like I mean, to me, I don't know how it is in Atlanta, but to me, like as far as everywhere I've been, Filipino, like in America, Filipinos and Filipinas gave me the most play out of any type of Asian like demographic,
Mhm.
And I mean, I
Mhm.
know like Atlanta is highly black, and
Mhm.
I don't know what the dynamic is between them and like because a lot of them, man, they just there to like establish their own thing, make their money with their own people and
Mhm.
all. So
Well,
I'll give you that.
yeah, you may be right on that. I'll be honest with you. I've never dated any Filipino. There's Filipino community. There's Asian communities all over, but there's Asian and Filipino communities here and Thai
Mm,
communities. I've never dated any of them. I would suspect. Here's my interpretation of it all, and I could be completely wrong. This could be just the ramblings of a madman. But over in the Philippines, they're in their culture. So that same type of colorism they have, where they pick on each other about being dark and all this kind of crap,
mm,
it weighs on them heavily. Like I think they probably are attracted to us or whatever, but it weighs on them heavily to like really follow through and kind of get in a relationship because they just feel like it looks bad or something like that. Here in America, at least I can say everybody's pretty much an immigrant. So if they come over here, they're outside of their element. If they're in Canada, they're probably outside of their element. So
yeah,
they're assimilating just like everybody else. So
yeah.
the chances might be better. I don't know, but it didn't. The ones I saw in the Philippines, they'll give you their number, they'll flirt with you, but when you try to go in and close a deal or whatever, they come up with all kinds of excuses, and they didn't do that for the white guys. The young white guys, these Filipinos were getting on ferries to come see them, and they were
Mm.
paying the money to get
Oh
on the
yeah,
ferry. I was like,
yeah.
oh,
Everywhere in this world, I think the white worship is going to be, it's going to be a lot more,
yeah.
It's just not, like my experience in the Philippines,
Mm,
it was just definitely the opposite, man.
mm,
And I mean, I can, vouch for a lot of brothers, like
mm,
especially Black Americans that has been over there, because
mm.
like, if you think about it, man, a lot of their culture is parallel. I mean, they get a lot of their flavor from us.
Here's
You
here's a
know?
here's a funny thing about that. Not to cut you off, I'm gonna just say I
Yeah,
ran
yeah.
into so many Filipinos who didn't even know hip hop started in the U.S. The
Mm,
newer generation of the younger kids,
yeah,
they're listening to hip hop music that started in the Philippines, like Filipino hip hop artists. So
yeah.
some of them don't even have a clue. But to your point, generally speaking, yeah, they know about Black culture. Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I think like out of all of the Asians, man, they're probably like the best emulators of our
absolutely,
culture. You know,
absolutely. And
so
they got
yeah,
that Latino side.
yeah.
They're hella good looking.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of shades. They're outgoing. They're awesome people, and everything. But when I come back, I need to hang with you then and find out what you're doing that I'm not doing incorrectly.
Oh,
Because
absolutely. Hey, man, if I can
I'll
get you over there, man,
I'll go
trust me.
back. I was there for a month.
I,
I'll go back.
Oh
I
yeah.
do have to say this though. You know, naturally they are drawn to more of a Caucasians. They like their
Yeah.
features. They like it's just all in the media. They're
I agree.
superheroes compared to us. Now I've been all over Asia. I dated women from the West, Asian women from the West, Asian women from Europe, and in Asia. And that's going to be a preference of their people. Also, it's going to be more accepting. It is what it is. Now, I've gotten play out of all those countries. I never had an issue. And yeah, some of them are a little nervous about pulling the trigger, but they have no problem dating you at all. But I don't think, as far as like your luck out there, maybe you're in a bad spot, bro.
Maybe. Well, I will say one thing. I mean, maybe. I mean,
last point, please.
Yeah, sure. I was in Cebu, Bohol, Tagbilaran, Sikihor, but I will say this. I kind of lost my point a little bit, but it just seems like they like they just prefer one thing over the other somewhat. But,
all right, thank you, brothers.
No
I got really super chats, and I'll get some new callers in. Shout out to Mr. Bed Mike for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, Bed Mike, for the support. Sue IP, not to move off topic, but Pooh, if the Philippines is not your place, where was your best experience? Please answer that very quickly, Pooh.
Of course, it was best experience was in Japan. Of course, man. Come on, bro. I'm going. Everything I told you, IP. I'm sure you're going through it right now.
Oh man, times X, times 100, brother.
There you go.
Japan is black man's home. I'll tell you that, brothers. But wait for my live stream when I break down Japan. Thank you very much for that, Bed Mike. Much appreciation. Shout out to Mr. Baruch Tensuke Temamaru Gad Israel. What a name, bruv. For the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, bro. Shalom, brothers. What would you say about taking the Filipina from the Philippines to Japan and living there, or a Japanese to the Philippines? That's a good question. I think that's a good That's a good thing to do. What do you feel about that, Mel and Pooh?
Hey, all right, let me say this real quick, because the thing of, all right, so I've been to Japan, like back in 2013, and this was after the whole Fukushima thing and all like that, and they were like kind of like rebuilding with that whole the power plant thing that was going on with the radiation and stuff. Right now, I read that Japan is having a crisis with their people getting married and negative birth rate over there. So because a lot of the Japanese males are not connecting with Japanese females over there. Would I be right about that, Mr. IP?
Kind of, and that's when I come in as a black English friend, and then I get
So
yes, from what I see, yes.
The reason why I brought that up is because I've actually heard, or I've actually like spoke to a few Filipino females that actually moved to Japan, like on work visas or so, and then they've gotten into like marriages or relationships with Japanese men and stuff. So I believe that is a thing already now. Having a Japanese girl going to the Philippines or something like, or vice versa, or whatever like that I don't know. Maybe you can chime in with that better, brother IP.
I don't think that's a bad idea. Japan, great economy. The women here are feminine. You won't have to worry about her going wayward. This isn't the West, so none of that nonsense. So I don't think that would be a bad idea. What do you feel about that, Pooh?
Number one, Japanese men are passport bros. They just don't want to admit it. That's what's going on in Japan. I wanted to answer that one so bad, but yeah, that's Japan, and these Japanese men, they go to the Philippines, they go to Thailand, they go especially Vietnam. Korean men do it too. They do it constantly because they want to find a woman that's not so westernized, not really westernized, but the ethnicist ideals are slowly creeping over. This woman from Vietnam, she knows how to work hard, and she doesn't mind if you're a blue collar hard working person. Where most women in the West and parts of Japan, parts of Korea, where they think the class of being a white collar worker, an office worker is better instead of a man that works hard, who has his own business. So yeah, so Japanese men are like, forget that. I mean, they caught on to that faster than we did, and they're like, man, we're out then. So they Vietnamese, I guess they're the right shade of color because color is very important in Asia. They're the right shade of color, so they deal with Vietnamese women.
Okay, thank you, Pooh. Great breakdown. Shout out to Mr. Sonny Robinson for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, bro, for the support. Bro, check out Austin's Nairobi, Kenya, Africa. I like what I saw in Tanzania from Austin Holman. Shout out to IP and the Real African Black Queens. Thank you, bro, for the support. Much appreciated. Let me bring in Mr. Ramel in the background, okay? Let me bring him in now. What's going on, Ramel?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
All good, brother. All good, man. Hope you're well, bro.
I'm good. I'm good. Evening, gentlemen.
Mr. Diaz, what's up, sir?
What's up, man?
Good. I just wanted to give chime in a little bit. 2 pence. I've been listening. Wanted to share a few things. IP, I'm sure you agree with this statement that in the UK, it's more often the case that especially East Asian women, they're just not checking for brothers in the UK.
Correct.
Well,
Yes.
what I've noticed is dating Asian women in Asia is so much different from dating them in the UK. However, I must say, I have noticed that the one demographic of Asian women that do give brothers love have been Filipinas. I've noticed many a brother with a Filipino woman in London. And I'm not sure if that's an age demographic thing, but I know growing up in school and even now, many gorgeous Filipino women are with black men. They all have black female friends. I've noticed that's the one demographic of Asians that give brothers love, at least in the UK and London, I've noticed. With that said, though, they do love a Pookie and Ray Ray. I must say that, especially in London. They do. The Filipinos are like black Asians. They are the black Asians. They all wear Jordans. They love basketball, even in London, and they do love a Pookie. But I do see that often they do love black men over here. So that's something I've absolutely noticed. I wanted to put a question to for both Pooh and Mel. Uh, I've seen both sides of the coin. On one side, I see that Filipinos are known to be excellent wifeys, very caring, very loving, treat you amazing, treat you like I've seen that side of the coin. And then to touch on what Pooh said, I have seen the other side. I've seen men get taken to the cleaners also with Filipino women. But where that side's concerned, I usually notice that's among men who are dating older women. Either they've been divorced, they have kids, they're mid-30s and above. That's why I posed the question to Mel about that younger demographic. Do you think the age has something to do with it?
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely, man. To me, it's age and especially the life experience, man. From what I've seen, now like brother Pooh, the military experience, and my brother was in the Navy, and he's going through like some crap with his ex-wife, which is Black American, man. I mean, from my things on the outside, standing from looking inside, is like military relationships and marriages are hard, period. Whether it be with someone from, inside of their same, military branch, or somebody, if you're in the military and you're in a marriage with somebody outside of it. And I don't know. I mean, maybe you can add on to that, brother Pooh.
Well, yeah, it is hard. It's just there's a lot of factors that can ruin a marriage pretty quick in the military. And man, it's gonna be a rough one. Now, as far as I don't think it's age group, man, because there are different points in my career where I've dealt with a Filipina, and she had situations going on. A lot of times I didn't know about her situation, or she's like going through a divorce. It's not actually the case at all. So without even trying, come to find out I was the backdoor man. And it's different stages of my life. They were young, they were much older. And I'm not sure what it is. Maybe there is this attention that they're getting that they're not used to. Some people can be, narcissistic, or they'll find a reason to blame. Yes, in Asian culture, they love saving face.
Yeah.
And they'll find a way to. They will blame you because they're not taking responsibility. Now think about that. They're not taking responsibility at all. So I've seen both sides of the coin, even from the same woman, where I was like, wow, she's so feminine, she's so caring, she's bringing me lunch. She thinks about me. I mentioned something that stays on her mind. She has a husband. So yeah, so this has happened before, and I'm just trying to keep it all the way 1,000 with you guys, keeping it a stack, okay? So it wasn't an age thing. It's just you better vet it. That some of that crap that's over here that you deal with, you can deal with it in the Philippines also. Although you're getting a more feminine woman, a better trained woman, as far as and much more comfortable in being feminine, you're still gonna get the same stuff.
I hear you, Pooh. I'll be honest. I'm seeing a trend here with certain things because I don't know much about the Philippines, but I've watched extensive content on the Philippines, and again, watching is very different from experiencing. You and Mel have experienced, so I will give kudos to that. But when I was in China, I noticed something very similar to what I see with the issue others seem to be facing in the Philippines. One, the guys that get taken to the cleaners in Asia that I've noticed are always dating older, or what in China or Asia would be considered leftover women. So that's one factor I noticed. Could that problem be avoided if you went for a younger demographic of women, or like IP says, more untouched, with a virgin, low body count, less experience? I do notice the vast majority of men who have these issues are dating older women. The second thing I've noticed is that I've noticed a trend amongst the men who have these terrible stories. And I'm not saying this is exclusive, but I've just noticed these men are not necessarily the kind of men who look after themselves. Now, it's not all about looks, but I often see the men who get taken to their cleaners, they're not the best with their money. They're extremely fat, overweight, and they have the concept of they're going to go over to Asia and just immediately get love because they're foreign and may have a bit of dollars in their pocket. And they don't put enough emphasis on the side that, yes, you still have to train, you still have to work on your game, your mindset, your spirit, your frame. And a lot of brothers overlook these aspects and think Asia is going to be a saving grace, but they don't bring game or frame, and they still get taken to the cleaners. So those are two factors I've noticed. One, the age, and two, brothers just don't put their best foot forward and end up getting ran over.
That low hanging fruit again.
Yeah. And let me add on to what you said, Romel. A lot of, like, what is a big problem is a lot of brothers go over there and they simp.
Yes.
That cannot be tolerated, because you messing up the game now. You know what I mean? Because we're coming from a simp, like a society right now, but then you bring in all of that, my Philippine queen type of thing, like how brothers used to say my black queen thing. You putting that dynamic and you add that to the Asian equation over there. Not to sound like I'm rhyming, but that kind of messes up the game too. You definitely got to be on your alpha.
And we can be weird, man.
Okay, thank you, brothers. Mr. Renault, do you want to call in again, bro? I know you were in the background when you dropped off. Renault, Duracell, call in, brother. If you have a question, we'll get you on. Awesome live stream so far. Mr. Mel, how long do you have left, brother? I know we agreed for 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. About like 10 more minutes. Is that cool? Is that good?
That's perfect. That's cool with me, brother. That's cool with me. So, brother, you got 10 more minutes for you to call in or super chat or PayPal your question for our brother, Mr. Mel, regarding life in the Philippines and Filipina women. Please make the time very useful. So I'm gonna go through for each one in our chat to ask the brother one last question before we let Mr. Mel go. Mr. Elliot, do you have any one question for Mr. Mel?
Yeah, are you still in the Philippines now, or where are you now?
Oh no, I'm actually here in the States. I'm in Arizona. I will be going out there for a couple of weeks in July, and
Okay.
you know, but
We need to
yeah.
connect. I need to connect with you. So
Oh
I'll
yeah.
somehow, whatever.
If there's like any way I can, get my information board,
Yeah, I'll
follow
put
me
it
on
in the
eight.
chat. Oh, there's a chat in this thing on this live stream on the stream
Yes, sir.
inside the StreamYard
Yes, sir.
chat. Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I can put
Yeah.
my IG on there right now. So
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Elliot. Mr. Mike, do you have any last question? One question for our guest Mel.
What about the so you're saying that it's a very religious country, right? Like like all all Catholic, not Christian.
well, it's I mean, if definitely a lot of Christians like make the difference between, I guess, Christianity and it's a Catholic country because basically it's been colonized for the most part by Spain, which
The
is
Spanish.
yeah, by the Spanish. And so those Spanish Catholic ideals definitely seeped in. But let me say this. Last time I was there, I was in Boracay Island, and that was my first interaction with Muslim Filipinos. And that was interesting. So they do have like a smaller population of Muslims, but they're like further south in the Philippines.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Much appreciation. Mr. Pooh, do you have any last question for our guest Mel?
Yeah, I guess, bro. What would you say was more prevalent in the dating market of dating in the Philippines? Is it more of the being serious and I guess the courtship, or would you say the fast pace, using apps, even the some hookup elements? What would you say is more prevalent there?
I mean, right now there's a big emphasis on apps right now. I mean, that's not to say that you can't go over there and develop something like organically without an app. Oh, that does happen too, especially if you're a foreigner. But the emphasis is like for the most part, Filipina is going to be like, yo, I want to be serious. So it's just like you can find, if you want to go out there and play, yeah, that happens. But the emphasis is basically on, you want to be serious. And if you do, like, I mean, once the thing about this, if you're talking to a Filipina, that's all they expect, you talking to them. It's kind of like you're already in a relationship already. If you establish like maybe like 3 days talking to each other on the app or so, it she for the most part is going to expect, yo, this is my man. I mean, we actually, this is my foot is in the door for that. So you got to watch about that. Now, that's not to say that you can't be upfront with the Filipinos. I mean, if you say, hey, I'm just trying to, you have to establish that. If you're trying to like, say that, hey, I'm here to just like, we can take things slow and all, but you have to do that. It's not implied,
Okay. Right.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you this too, like, and this is one thing I did forget to like chime in with IP is like Filipinas are very, very, very jealous, man. Like jealous. Like as far as like when you're like out in the streets or out somewhere, like to eat and everything like that, they are making sure that you are with them. Now, and the thing about it is, like, you're going to see other Filipinos out there, and you're going to see them like kind of like cracking looks at you. You know what I mean? But you bet not. You know what I mean? Even like let the girl that you with see you taking another look. You know, and then these other Filipinos that are looking at you on the streets and stuff, they know this too. So they'll like crack a quick look, and then they'll just keep right on going. But if you're alone, you happen to not be with your lady, then I would say like they have a shy demeanor overall, but you can strike up a conversation. Like, they will talk to you. They won't give you the cold shoulder. It's just that different out there, from my experience.
Okay, awesome. Let me bring in Mr. Ramel. Okay, I'm sure he has a question. Let me bring him in right now. Ramel, do you have any last question to our guest? Okay. Ramel, you there?
Oh, yes, brother, I'm here. Sorry, I had a connection issue.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Come on, bro.
Yeah, brother. So one thing I always want to find out anytime I'm going to an Asian country, brother, how accessible is it for a brother to get a lineup?
Oh, but you mean like a haircut?
Oh yeah, it's important, man.
Let me answer that, bro. Let me just say something.
Take that away, man.
You can get a haircut for what is it, $2, 100 Filipino pesos, and it's good too. They can cut hair.
Okay.
Really? I haven't seen that, man. That's
but
wild.
where I stayed at was more kind of in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't in like it was in Labongan and Cebu. So it wasn't like, it wasn't like IT Park. It was like, Labongan and some other areas. So very low income. They can cut hair. They can cut.
That's good to know, man. It's too bad Pooh dropped off. I would have said I got my spot in Korea and Itaewon, the African shop, man. That's where you go. So I'm trying to make sure I got a barber shop everywhere I go. It's important.
That's real, man. And you stand out too, exactly. Because serious, yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, Pogi. That means handsome in Tagalog. They can tell when you fresh. They could tell a dusty from a well kept brother. So.
Elliot, thank you for clarifying, man. There was one time I got a trim in China, brother. I wore a hat for a month. They messed me up.
Yo, Ramel is a treasure, boy. We gotta protect this boy, man.
Ramel, so you tell me you let a Chinese man cut your hair, bruv?
Oh, bro, biggest mistake I've ever made in my life. IP, that's the next question you got to include. Can a brother get a haircut in this country?
Oh my goodness, man! How can you allow that to happen, bro? Wow.
I know.
I would just leave my hair to grow out, man. I'll probably just get dreads or something like that. To be honest with you.
I learned how to cut my own hair, man. I mean, I'm kind of fading back in the back of my, I'm kind of getting a little thin because in the back of my head because I'm getting up there. But I definitely know how to keep a fresh front line up in the fade. So
one thing you may want to do is take a screenshot and show him a picture. That's what I did. But in the Philippines, he can match that picture.
I mean, and I'm just saying, man. I mean, they mimic Black culture. Like, all right, say for instance, like here, in Arizona, I'm in Phoenix. This is considered the biggest city in Mexico because it ain't nothing but Mexicans out here. And 10 years ago, bro, like these cats never, they didn't care about haircuts, but now the culture is they got crisp fades, parts and all like that. That's culture to them right now. And that's been culture to Black men all their lives. I'm from Philly, and you can't have a busted cut in Philly coming from Philly. So, but
let me ask this, right? So, when it comes to haircuts, you telling me that they know when a Black man's got a fresh haircut, a fresh lineup, and that allows them to be attracted to you even more, the Filipina woman, as opposed to a dude that has like a wonky lineup.
Oh, my girl does. My girl.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think they know. Well, the ones when I told them I was getting a haircut, they were like, "What are you cutting?"
Hey, listen.
I don't know.
Listen, brothers like Michael B. Jordan. I mean, they see this, man. Cats like I said, like Idris Elba. you know, the women that I've been around, they're starting to realize this. This is a different, you know, like type of thing going on, especially, you know, with my girl. She's like, oh, you know, she can tell whenever I cut my hair. And then if I'm on a chat with her on WhatsApp or whatever, like, oh, you cut your hair today. And, you know, I'm rocking a low. You know, she can tell that crisp line. So it's coming out.
I mean, I'm kind of splitting hairs a little bit because they can tell when it's short, but as far as like, they can tell when you're a clean cut guy, but they don't. I don't know. They don't get too into like, oh, you don't have a line. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
oh yeah.
So
I can tell you is that for the most part, Filipinas do not like a beard,
hairy
like
people, right?
Beards. You know what I'm saying? Even if your beard is on point and lined up, you know, like you know,
they don't like all the hair.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, that's the thing. They would rather have like clean cut, like a mustache is cool. You know, when it's shaped up, it's better.
I'll say, even if they don't notice, you notice, you're doing it for yourself. It makes the difference between feeling like a 7 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10 self. You need that trim.
Word.
But just how you're dressed in general, they can tell you're a clean cut guy because they could tell like I'm not rich, but they could tell he's
And you know what too? Before I go to, because I gotta dip out in just a few minutes. Like it's crazy because like there's certain regions. Like the last time I was there, I was in Boracay, and in Boracay, I believe I was the only Black American there. Like there was like I saw some Black African dudes that's out there, and I've had people come up to me and say, "Hey, are you Black American?" And my girl was telling me, like, in I guess what they were speaking Visaya, they had a phrase called Black American confidence, like in their language, like, you know, because we walk a certain way, and I was like, like I don't know, I forget what that terminology is, but it translates to Black American confidence, and it's just in the way we walk. It's weird, and it's like kind of it's different from the Africans. Like they can tell that.
Yeah, they know.
You know? Yeah.
Wow. So, all right, man. Mr. Elliot, thank you, bro. Thank you for calling, Elliot. Much appreciation.
No absolutely. Thank you so much, brother. Yes.
Mr. Mel, thank you very much, brother, for coming in and breaking down your time in the Philippines. Do you have any closing statements before you leave, brother?
Man, all I want to just say is I want to say peace and thanks to everybody that tuned in. Peace to you, Mr. IP. Respect. You got the utmost respect from me, brother. You're doing the Lord's work, and I mean, just keep at it, man. I'm always going to support, and I just look forward to just seeing, you know, what this channel does in the long run, man, because you're definitely changing brothers' lives, man. I mean, it's just like just coming up and when I was younger, like I told you, I was always into Asian culture, Asian women, and everything like that. Like you basically just came out and just spoke my language, you know, with your content. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to just give you the utmost props for that, and thank you for having me on. That's all.
Hey, thank you, Mel. I want to say a huge thank you, brother, for taking the time out and dropping intel for the brothers, bro. Wish you all the success in your IT career, and of course your relationship with your girlfriend. Looking forward to seeing how things blossom with those aspects of your life, brother. Thank you,
absolutely. All right,
awesome,
thank
bro.
you, man.
Peace out, brother. Thank you.
All right, you too. Peace.
Thank you, bro. That was awesome. Great live stream, brothers. Great live stream. Fantastic, man. Fantastic live stream. Shout out to all the brothers who hit the super chat tonight. The brothers who hit the PayPal, my superstar mod. Amazing live stream. Ooh, wow. Amazing. So I hope you've enjoyed it, brothers. And shout out to all the brothers who called in. Ramel, Elliot, Mike, Mr. Pooh, and if I forgot your name, I apologize. Much appreciation, man. It means a lot. right? Great questions too. Um, let me know how you. Let me know where you brothers are listening in from. And before I end the stream, I want to say, we got to keep pushing, man. We have to keep pushing. All right. We need to get to the top. Okay. We got something good going on here, brothers. Right. We need to get to the top. All right. Keep pushing, keep working hard. Have your goals, have your objectives, achieve it this year. We are in June, right? In a couple days' time. Time waits for no man, right? So chase your dreams, get into IT if you want to, right? Travel, right? Make something of yourself this year. Keep pushing, man. All right. I wish success for all you brothers. Okay. I want to see you brothers at the top, at the pinnacle, at the very, at the summits, right? That's what I want to see, brothers. Brothers meaning brothers. Okay. So let's keep pushing, brothers. Please. Come on, brothers. Make sure you join that Patreon. Okay. I'm going to keep pushing to you brothers, man. Join the Patreon, become a lifetime member, watch the content on there. I have put in work on the Patreon hours. Don't let my hard work go to waste, man. If you want to get into IT, book a consultation with me on the calendar, man. Please make sure you make use of, getting in touch with me to book your IT or travel consultation. You want to know how things really are in Japan, book that travel consultation with me. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, okay, to keep in touch with my travels. Make sure you join that Patreon too. I will drop the explicit version of the stream on the Patreon. Okay. Here's a link to my Facebook group. Okay. And make sure you also donate to me by PayPal. Make sure you, what's it called? The Facebook group is via the Patreon. Okay. So if you're on the Patreon, DM me. I will add you to the Facebook group. The Facebook group is exclusive for our Patreon members. Okay. Make sure you cop the merch as well. Please go and support me, cop the merch. Go on, make sure you subscribe to my new channel, International Passport Clips. I'll be dropping Japan into one there. And last but not least, make sure you go and follow me on Twitter, okay, to keep updated with me on my travels in Japan and all around the world, okay? Help me build this channel to something greater, all right? I just dropped a video where I was in a incredible place in Japan called Team Lab Planets, okay? And Team Lab Planets, oh man, like that's been the highlight of my trip so far in Japan. Okay. So I'm going to send you my latest video on that I dropped. Okay. There's more Japan content coming your way, brothers. Make sure you watch the videos. Make sure you like the videos and go and check this video out, man. Like Team Lab Planets, man, will blow your mind away. Okay. And here's a link to it on my YouTube. So, I think I had a super chat there. Shout out to Mr. Intellect for the $5 super chat. Thank you, bro, for the support. Intellect back in the building. Hope you're well, brother. Thanks, IP from Seattle, talking to a Pinay foreign exchange students from the province of Pam. What the Pam? What? Panga. She wanna have my baby and take my last name. How did you meet this chick, bro? Did you cold approach her? Did she cold approach you? How did you meet her at all, bro? That's incredible, right? Nowadays Western women, they're on that hyphen time. They want to put their middle name and then your name. That's not happening with me. If a woman wants to marry me, if I wife up a chick, she's taking my last name. I don't want to see no middle name. I don't want to see no feminist nonsense. You're taking my last name, right? No hyphens. Okay, so that's much respect to your intellect. How did you meet this chick? let us know in the live stream chat, brother. Awesome, man. Fantastic. Met her out and about. Did you cold approach her, Intellect? You see, cold approach is king, man. UW campus, University of Washington campus. So I'm guessing you're at university and you cold approach her there. That's awesome, bro. I need to drink some water. Hold on. It's not easy when you speak for 2 hours straight without any water. I did. She was. Hey, but Intellect, ain't you 6'5", bro? I swear you was like 6'5" or 6'6". So that's your cheat code right there in America. If you're tall, brother, in America, the sky's the limit for you, man. That's your cheat code right there, bro. So use that height to your advantage. Awesome. All right, so where's everyone listening in from? What city, what country? And before I end the live stream, man, please feel free to send in some donations. That's great, man. Hey, shout out to Mr. DN 30 DN30001 for the $5 super chat. Look at that, man. Here's our guest supporting me. Amazing. Thanks again, IP, for having me on. Much respect. Keep rocking, man. Thank you, bro. Hey, much respect to you too, brother, man. Much respect to you, bro. That means a lot to me, bro. Thank you very much. Damn. Thank you, brother. I'm going to keep doing what I do for the brothers, man. Only for brothers, by a brother. Okay? Only for brothers, by brothers. By a brother. By a brother, only for brothers. By a brother, only for brothers. We on that Fubu time right now. For us, by us, man. For us, by us. Let's go, man. Let's go. Amazing. Thank you for our guest, DN30001, for supporting the channel. Fantastic. So, where's everyone listening in from? City, country. If you're in Africa, let us know. If you're in Australia, let us know. If you're in Asia, let us know. If you're in Europe, let us know. In America, let me know the city, the states, the country, where y'all at, brothers, man. Let's see how international this movement is and this channel is. Right, we got people all around the world watching us, but I want to know, I want to see in real time who's watching it. Right, so we got brothers in San Francisco, New York. Amazing, man. More. Let's go, bro. Don't be shy, brothers, man. Type it in before I carry on with my day. Let's go, brothers, man. Come on. We are listening in from. Don't be shy. We got 80 people in the building right now, man. 80 people. We got 80 people in the building right now, brothers, man. We are listening in from. I'm gonna end the stream in 7 minutes. 2 hours, 20 minutes. Where y'all listening in from? Arizona, soon to be Japan. Okay, awesome, bro. We got brothers in Arizona, New York. Louisville, Kentucky. Awesome, man. Shout out to Bala Jalal. Awesome. Thank you, Bala Jalal. All right, brothers. I'm gonna give you 1 more minute, then I'm gonna end the live stream and carry on with my day. I'm on Mars IP, and yes, they're still checking for brothers. Aliens checking for brothers? No thanks. I will stick with human beings, right? Female human beings. We got a brother in Macon, Georgia, USA. That's awesome, man. I don't know where that is, Macon, but I know Georgia. But Macon, that doesn't ring a bell. But that's awesome, man. And shout out to Balao, shout out to Intellect for the weight loss. That's what we want to hear, bro. Self-improvement, pushing yourself to become a better person and a better version of yourself, man. Feeling good about yourself. Okay, it's very important for brothers to feel good about themselves. Mumbai, India. KW, what are you doing in Mumbai, India, bro? What's going on there? What? Yo, come on, bro. Are you kidding me right now, brother? Why is a brother in India right now? Come on, man. Oh, KW, are you trolling me right now, bro? Oh no, 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 no. What's a brother doing in India? Hey man, shout out to KW, bro. Appreciate you, brother. We got Mr. I Am Waf, an hour south of ATL. Awesome. That's great, man. Hey, you almost got me there, KW. I was thinking, what the flip is this brother doing in India? Of all places, man. Man, I'd rather be in Russia, even though they're going through a war. I'd rather be in Ukraine than in India, even though they're going through a war. Oh man, I'm kidding. Oh man. Yeah, I think I'd rather be in Ukraine even right now than India. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna end it in 3 minutes, 2 hours, 20 minutes. I just want to have fun, speak with the brothers, communicate with you brothers, right? Connect with you brothers, man. You know, over online spaces. It's very important. You know, this has been an awesome live stream. IP is auditioning for a Bollywood role. Hey, we're about to see KW in a Bollywood movie. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, man. We got our brother speaking Gujarati or Hindu. Ah man. All right, brothers, we got 3 more minutes. Where y'all brothers calling in from, man? Where y'all brothers listening in from, brothers? It was a classic, bro. It was a classic live stream. You missed out on a lot. But obviously, it will be on the channel. It will be on the YouTube channel. Make sure you go and join the Patreon to hear the explicit version of this live stream on the Patreon. Yeah, we need to get in touch privately. KW, it's been a minute, brother. Hope you're keeping well, brother, and hope all is well. So maybe sometime in June we'll touch base, bro. It's been a minute. Bro, and obviously get you on the channel, KW, to share your experience. I know you traveled around last year. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, awesome, bro. Yeah, we need to catch up, bro. I know you went to different places in Europe, and definitely want to get you on the channel or maybe a Patreon as well to share your experience, bro. So a minute, 30 seconds left. Where are you brothers listening in from? Anyone in Asia right now? Anyone in Europe apart from KW? Any more American brothers? Anyone from the UK? You know, where y'all listening in from? Type your city and type your country, man. Okay, awesome. Kedrico Rich, where did you meet your Filipina chick? In the Philippines or in America? Man, imagine half Filipino, half Japanese chick, and half black. Oh Lord, That's a beautiful mix, man. And half Brazilian too. Is that even possible? Is that too much for a man to ask for? Damn. Let me check my PayPal page to make sure I haven't missed any donations. Then I will end the live stream. And then I will go on about having a great day here and getting more content and intel for you brothers. Copy. Okay, let's see. Okay, PayPal straight. All right. Wow. Hey, we got Theo. Yo, Theo just man. Hey, Theo, call him, bro. Call him, Theo. I will stay on longer if Theo calls in. If Theo calls in, I will stay on longer. Shout out to Mr. Theo Waff for the $10 super chat. Thank you, bro, for the support. Theo Waff in the building. Theo, one of the GOATs to ever do it. All right. Go have some fun. Yes, indeed, bro. Yes, indeed. If Theo calls in, I'll stay on for 10 minutes longer, and I'll end it at 2 hours, 30 minutes. Let's get Theo Waff in the building, man. Theo Waff in the building. Let's go. Let me get my headset. I'm pumped up right now. Let's go, man. Theo Waff in the building. Theo. Okay. All right. So we're going to go on for 10 more minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to get Theo in, and then we're going to end the live stream. We're going to have a great day. Okay. Tokyo. Let me bring in the one and only, okay? The man that has been to many planets around outer space somehow, okay? Mr. Theo Waff. What's going on, Theo?
I'm coming all right. I'm working to death. That would be the best way of describing it. Yeah, it's work and classes. I mean, it's intense. So it's going to be a very intensive summer. I'm just getting ready for it right now.
Wow. Where you traveling to this year, bro? You got any travel plans?
It's going to be Colombia, Brazil, Slovakia, Poland, and probably next year in April I'll be in Japan. So
okay.
I was just telling my class members today, I was like, I'm gonna have to make an extra $20,000 a month the next like 6 to 8 months to get through everything. So yeah, I'm gonna be working to death. That's all I'm gonna do is just work.
Wow.
It's gonna be pretty bad.
Is Japan gonna be like a long-term move or just holiday?
It's gonna be. I've got to go back and face some things. That's it. You know, I have to really face my past. So I'm gonna be doing that. You know, well, we'll coordinate something. We'll have fun. I would, if you go back there again next year in the spring, I'll make sure to I don't know. I'll make it so that they never find your body again.
Hey, bro, don't. What do you mean by that, bro? You get me scared right now, bro.
Because I'll make sure that the girls go out with you and they like you and then let's kidnap you. And that's it. You'll be gone. And we'll never hear from you again. There'll be stories about this really happy Black English guy in the middle of nowhere who is just totally happy. There'll be some anime about you and be like, oh yeah, that's IP. Yeah, I know what's going on there. Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
we're gonna definitely have some fun. But I have to deal with some issues. So my students, a group of them were in Colombia, and now they're giving me the lowdown of what's going on there, and I'm very much intrigued.
Damn.
So I'm kind of like, okay, well, maybe I'll give that a chance. So yeah, I'll be there for about 2 months.
Oh, wow. And that'll be your first time in Colombia, right?
Second time. I've been to Medellin before, but when I was there before, I mean, I wasn't in the proper headspace. I wasn't really thinking about like it was not that long after my wife had died, so I really wasn't using my brain, to be honest. But now I think I'll be definitely different. So I'll be going there. The people that I'll know there, I'll be able to get an Airbnb. I'll have proper communication with people. So probably gonna be like, I think probably the end of October into the beginning of December. Then I'll fly to Sao Paulo. I'll do 2 months in Sao Paulo, and then I'll probably fly to Slovakia. Something like that.
Can I ask why Slovakia? That's a random Eastern European country.
Certain blonde I have to talk to.
Okay.
Some communication, are you going to be crazy forever? How crazy are you going to be? So I do have to go talk with her again, try to figure some things out. But I'm heavily favoring Colombia right now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You might fall in love 1,000 times over there in Colombia. What will happen to the blonde if that happens?
Well, she's blonde. There's always another option for her. I'm not gonna worry about that. Well, I gotta go talk with her anyway. Things are up in the air. It's just, I don't know. But I'm gonna be really working for the next 6 to 8 months, trying to figure some things out. I gotta get. There's other stuff I want to be able to do, but I'm going to a model now where I'll be outside the country about 10 months a year and only inside the United States 2 months. That's what I want.
Okay. So where's going to be your base abroad? Is that still Brazil, I'm guessing?
I don't know. So this is really up on the air. So I mean, if everything went well with Colombia, then it would probably be Bogota or Cali, something like that. There's Panama, right? And I really like Sao Paulo, but I have friends right now showing me where I should actually live in Rio. And I'm very intrigued with Rio. Like, wow, I didn't really see it that way before. And it's definitely an option. So I'm definitely thinking about Rio also. So that's where it is. Right now, there's just a lot of options. It's hard to say exactly what I want to do. I do know this. I'm wasting my life here in Austin. So there's no reason to be here. Like, I'm literally just sitting here. I'm just like, why am I here? I'm literally advising. So again, people in the audience who may not know me, I've traveled over 40 countries. I've lived over 20 years abroad. Most of my adult life, I've been abroad. And then various tragedies happened to me, so I came back to the United States, reestablished myself, got myself back together. And now I'm making huge amounts of money. I work in IT security, focusing on cloud and compliance. And like I sit here on my computer and I'm talking to you, I'm talking to other people. You don't have no idea how many people I'm advising and what countries, like what they should be doing, where they should be going. And they're giving me these updates about what they're doing. And I'm just like, Theo, why are you here? Like, you're not going to advise anybody how to live in Texas. no, it's not gonna happen. Like, no, nobody cares about that. Like, hey, Austin, this is where you go to Austin. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just like, it's not gonna happen. So I was like, yeah, why am I here? It doesn't make sense. So, you're about to face this problem when you're about to get on the airplane and go back, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Just wait. Yeah. So you're about to have one of the longest days of your life because it's 16 hours, but it'll only be like 2 or 3 hours because you're gonna follow the sun, and then you're gonna land, and you're gonna see like your culture again, and then you're gonna think, why did you get on the airplane? And you'll have no answer. That's it. You'll see your parents. You'll be like, hey, mom and dad, like, I love you guys, and you guys are great at everything, but I can go and see you on holiday, or I can fly you to come see me. Like, so why am I here? And you're gonna have a hard time.
Man, so you're international based, right? I think you said you were building a house in America or something like that. I'm not sure what's happening with that, but you're international based, bro. Japan, is that also an option? Japan, could that be an option, bro?
No, because I really need to marry a Japanese woman again in order to buy what's called a mansion there, which is like a big condo. And I could buy a big condo with cash, but I don't want to go through it again.
Okay.
No, I mean, I would like to go to Japan on vacation, just to remember some things. But that's about it. I don't think I can't integrate myself back into society again. I know too much about it. So, yeah, I'm much more like if I'm gonna go out with a Japanese girl, just to be Japanese Brazilian.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Oh, so my language.
But the thing is that I need to go with you over to Japan, and I need to show you how to do proper nampa. And nampa is to hit on Japanese girls. There's a verb for it, nampa. And I just got to show you, like, this is how you do nampa. This is it. Boom. This is how you execute it. Like, you can just get it. I can do nampa like in my sleep, and just boom, 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 just hit on them constantly. And I'm gonna get you good. I go Omotesando, Harajuku, Yoyogi Park, and then Kanagawa. I gotta show you how to do it.
Bruv, I must have went to Harajuku. I thought I was in a different planet, bro. I walked through some street in Harajuku.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on here? The woman what they were wearing, like this classy woman, the lights, the neon lights. I'm like, this is a movie. I'm like, this is just wow.
It's every Saturday and Sunday, but particularly Sunday.
Yeah.
You get this wild. Wait for New Year's. Wait for the holidays. Like, it's even weirder. And those girls out there, they love talking to us. All you have to do is go up and talk to them. They're some of the shyest girls ever. Even though they look really weird, they're totally shy. You can walk right up to them and talk to them. They'll never say anything that's wrong about you. No, nothing else. You can go up to some of the most beautiful women that you've ever met in your life and just sit there and talk to them. And the thing about Japanese women is that they're beautiful, but they're humble about it. And so that means they're very approachable. And I didn't understand really how that situation was until I was 25 years old and I was on the train going back home. And my eyes were out. I was totally hot. So I was on the train and I was just like pretending that I was asleep because I was just so tired. And there's these two girls who were looking at me, and they were talking about how, like, one of the girls says, hey, why don't you go ask that guy out? He's sitting right there. Like, you can go talk to him. And she said, a guy who looks that good would not be interested in me. And I sat there. I mean, I didn't move, right? I kind of just said, like, okay, you're going to wait, like, just wait a few stops to open up your eyes and check these girls out to see what's going on. Like, they would have easily qualified as 8s. Honestly, they were hot. And I sat back and I said, okay, I'm in paradise. So, yeah, I'm gonna show you how to really talk with these women.
So they know they're beautiful, brother. They know they're beautiful, these chicks in Japan, but they won't throw in your face like Western women do. That's amazing.
They're kind of like this. They're kind of like, I'm beautiful, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna marry me, and it doesn't mean that I'm gonna be happy with you. And there's a lot of other women who are gorgeous also, which is actually true. So it's just like, it just is just one good thing. It's not absolute. And that's the way they are about it. They're just really down to earth. And they know if they hit 30 years old, they're not married, they're in trouble. So yeah, they know how to act. That's wonderful. They're some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life were in Japan.
I agree, bro. I definitely agree. And I never thought I said that about Asian women, but yeah, there's some dimes out here that have really shocked me. I'm like, this is just.
So you're mainly in Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
Did you actually? Okay, you said you went to Osaka.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Did you go to Minami? Did you go to like the KFC area, or there's a canal?
No, I didn't. No.
Did you go to the castle?
No, I went to Dotonbori.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. See, this is why I have to go back. This is why I have to go back and properly corrupt you. Like you saw the light. You just see the light version. I got to go back and like properly corrupt you and break your soul, and then you're gonna be like, I don't want to ever leave Japan, and you will find a job. I will talk to the recruiters and say this is where you go to interview, and by that time you'll have like 300 or 400 kanji that you can read. They'll give you a job. That's it, and your base headquarters will be Japan. You'll still be going around the world talking about black men and foreign women. It'll be good for your podcast, but that's it. You'll never go back to London except for holiday.
How did I miss Minami? Oh my goodness. This is what?
Minami, you miss Minami. I don't know how you do it. See, that's why you need a wingman. I need to go with you and actually show you what to do, because if I were in Osaka, I'd be like, yep, okay, go to here, do some shopping, go to castle, show you some cool stuff, historical stuff. Oh, it's about 7 o'clock at night. Okay, we're going to Minami right now. And then at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're in front of your computer, you're writing stuff like, I don't know what I just did. What did I just see? I don't know what I did. I'm like,
Oh man,
we're gonna do it again tomorrow night. So, like, yeah, I gotta do that with you. And then so you were in Shinjuku Nishiguchi, and you're also in Higashiguchi, which is the east one. So you're going towards Kabukicho.
Yes,
and,
I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah. When you were walking, I was like, oh yeah. I need to have you avoid you some places, but I also need to corrupt your soul. So I need to go to some places to show you stuff that you've never seen before. You didn't think it was possible. And I was like, oh man, I'm not there, man. This sucks. I did it to other foreigners too. It was really fun. Well, kind of. There's so like in Shinjuku, there's so much good sukiyaki there, man. I was just sitting back and I was like, he's not even eating the good food, man. I was like, this sucks. So I was just kind of sad. I was like, why are you in the States, Theo? Like, I know why, because I'm working for a super company right now, so I can't really leave the United States. Somewhat I need to be closer, but once I can leave, I'm gone.
Wow. So Panama, right? Is that on your list in terms of a base? Good. Yeah. Okay. Speak on that.
Yeah, I am heavily considering Panama because I'm talking to some other people. So Panama City, getting a condo there or getting a house someplace around there. Colombia is very much a consideration. Of course, operations somewhere around the Venezuelan border. Refugee camps, doing some, I can say, volunteer work, but I'll be like searching to see what's available. Yeah, that kind of intel is the kind of stuff I'm definitely going to do. But like, what my students were in Colombia, right?
Yes.
One of them got proposed to twice.
By a woman.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And they told me the lowdown of it, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" And they're like, "Yeah." They're like, they couldn't stop. They're just totally attracted to the brothers. And my students, they're making over $150,000 a year, right? Because they did the cloud, they're doing their work, they know what they're doing. So they were confident. They weren't leading with money. They were doing their normal thing, having a good time. And the sisters were the Colombian women were all over these guys.
Oh man, this is insane. I gotta get these brothers on my channel when they're back. When are they back from Colombia?
They're coming back soon. I think a group of them, some of them already came back. So yeah, it's just, I'll talk with them. I'll say like, hey, you gotta get an IMP. You gotta go do a stream with them. Come on. Maybe they'll do it. But they gave me the lowdown so far. The lowdown is amazing. They definitely want brothers, especially guys. Again, if you're, I'm gonna do a shameless plug for IP. If you're doing IP's Python class, if you're doing my AWS class, if you're getting into DevOps, security, application building, all that kind of stuff, and you're working abroad, you're set. You are in heaven, and you will have a life that you never thought possible. And I mean, just think about like what you right now. Like, so if we can network you properly in Tokyo, and we can get you, like, say, 150,000 pounds per year at less than 20% deduction for taxes, like, would you stay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's so. I was partially privy to the fact that you were going to go to Tokyo. I didn't say anything about it. I was so busy because I was doing so much stuff. If I had my brain about it, I would have talked to more recruiters. But if I were there, I would have just taken you like over to the side and say, hey, you're in Multisando, right? There are recruiters everywhere. We're taking you to an office right now. We're taking this office, taking you over here. I'm going to introduce you to this recruiter. We're going to go to Akasaka Mitsuke. I'm going to show you all these other recruiters. We're going to talk. We're going to get you a job. You're staying here. That's it. You would, man, that's it. You wouldn't even need like that ticket. That ticket back to UK, you just give it to charity. You don't need it. That's it. You're done. You'd be going.
Wow.
You'd be like this salary man. You'd be going to the train in the morning, go to work, and you notice like outside the station, there's like these really cool places to drink, right?
Yes.
And yakitori, there's chicken. They're having the chicken skewers, and they have the beer. And you got girls who are hot out there, sitting there smiling, just talking, being friendly.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's what you're about to leave, bro. So, guys, we got to have like a sympathy for IP fund, because he's about to make one of the worst mistakes of his life, which is getting onto an airplane and leaving Japan. Like, I made that mistake also. That was stupid. Right? So we gotta have sympathy for IP for a few more of his streams. Keep on supporting IP because he's doing the Lord's work. Like, what he is doing right here is really important. He's making this community. We wouldn't be talking. I wouldn't be teaching you guys IT. We wouldn't be doing all this communication without IP. So we gotta give a shout out to him. But we gotta keep on supporting him because like his work is gonna be really hard because he's gonna be in the UK next, which is gonna be like in hell. So he's going to be making his podcasts from hell, talking about other black men and how happy they are abroad. He's going to be like, yeah, I remember how happy I was abroad. Why am I here? And he's not going to know. And then he's going to be on the tube going to work like, I don't want to be here.
Oh man. Theo speaking facts there. Let's just say I'm going to move different next time. I'm just telling you, like, brothers, man. I don't want to give away the juicy stories, but when the live stream, when I'm back and I do the live streams and everything, you're gonna know that it's what paradise should be. It's what America is missing and what the UK is missing, right? Big time in terms of safety, in terms of how things work, how women treat you. It's just a different world, man.
So you can walk outside at 2:00 in the morning, you being a black man and a foreigner, nobody's scared of you, and you aren't scared of anybody else, right?
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even do that in the UK. I'm American. I'm from a violent country. I can't do that. I'm scared. No.
I can't leave my apartment after 12:30 a.m. or 1 a.m. because it's just so dangerous. You know?
Yeah, it's too dangerous. In Japan, 2 a.m. you can go out and be like, hey, I want some sushi. Okay. So you go out, you find sushi at 2 a.m., you sit there on a curb someplace, you sit there with your sushi, talking to somebody, getting drunk, you're drinking all your alcohol. Nobody cares. They're just chill with you. They're like, okay, you want to go home? Iterashai. You go home.
Iterashai. I'll go and come back, huh? Iterashai, I'll go and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, right? So again, I'm gonna join you on some of these. I'm gonna go out there and do something a little bit more active because we gotta give you some more support, and I gotta show you just how fun this place is. How did you like Akihabara?
Oh man, also different world, bro.
Yeah,
so much anime stuff, manga stuff. I got some content on that as well that I'm gonna drop very soon. Yeah, Akihabara was amazing place. If you're an anime and manga fan, you gotta be in Akihabara. And there's these maid cafe chicks as well. That when you come to the maid cafe, big no. But yeah, just bear that in mind. That's a bit dodgy. The maid cafes.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm not even talking about dodgy yet. Like I'm keeping that all the low down. I'll talk to you on the back channels. I need to see where you went, but I know the dodgy places there. I know there's a certain degree of dodgy that I can handle, and then there's a certain part of like, okay, that's just even too weird for me. I can't handle that. Like I've seen some weird stuff before, but that's too far, bro. I'm not doing that. It's all over the place in Akihabara. Yeah, I want to see where you went, but I'll talk to you about that. So and then you went to did you go to Roppongi? Did you ever?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I went there.
How'd you like it?
I liked it. Yeah, a lot of high value people, a lot of people with wealth. I tell you that you can just tell.
Yeah.
Ginza as well. Ginza, Roppongi, wealthy people that I saw, and the women they're a bit bougie. I tried to cold approach. They gave me play, but hard to get the numbers or they're a bit different there.
Wouldn't do cold approach in Ginza because but in Roppongi you can do that. You just have I know do things a little bit differently. I need to go there with you too because because when they were building all those buildings, I was there, so I know what it looked like before and what it's like now, and I can actually navigate you through a bit of those things. But I'll do it next time. I'll actually go there. So kind of feel bad about it, but oh well.
It's so good, Theo. Another day will definitely come. So I'm gonna wrap up, Mr. Theo. I've got a long day ahead. Got to sort out some bits. So thank you, Theo, for calling in, and thank you to all the brothers who called in. Make sure you join that Patreon. Make sure you please cop the merch. Show some support. Donate via the PayPal, super chats when I go live. Like the video as well, and I will see you brothers on my next video. Peace out, Theo. Thank you very much, bro. We'll speak soon.
See you guys. Yep. See you.
Peace out, brothers. Thank you. All right. Thank you, brothers. Have a great day ahead. International passport out. Thank you, brothers.